Online,
Hey, guys.
friendlytire.net.
Feeling old, tired, broken down? Dr. Matez can fix it.
Yes, he
In
can.
2005, Dr. Matez introduced South Florida to the amazing hormone pellet. This safe and effective therapy will reverse
Welcome. Make
the
sure you
symptoms of
subscribe,
aging
everyone.
and leave you feeling fantastic. Energy, sex drive, and weight control are just a phone call away. If you want to look good again, feel good again, and function good again, call Boca Raton Center for Age Management at 561-953-5490 or online at brc4am.com.
This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free Living Trust seminar is Wednesday, February 26th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
Here we go.
You are listening to South Florida's...
Yes, you are. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Welcome, everyone. Oh, man, I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve KANE Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, the most pro-Donald Trump radio show anywhere in America. We are live at Morning Drive from 6 until 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, broadcasting on 3 FM stations, 1 AM station, the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn Radio app, and, of course, YouTube Live. Brian Craig on YouTube Live. So much going on. It's Wednesday, February 19th, 2020. I still can't get used to saying 2020. I was floored over the weekend. My wife got Netflix back. There was something she wanted. We were protesting Netflix. They had just so much liberalism over there on Netflix, and we canceled Netflix. You know, the final straw is when they have that Messiah movie on, which but there was something my wife wanted to see. We got the Netflix, and I was flipping through, and they had a new edited version of Blade Runner with Harrison Ford from 1982. And I don't know how many times that movie's been released with a new edit. I like the original theatrical release with the narrations of Harrison Ford. The new release does not have the narrations. They added the narrations because screening audience didn't know what was going on. But anyway, being 2020, it shocked me when I was watching Blade Runner over the weekend. And Blade Runner takes place far in the future in the year 2019. So we are a year beyond the year of Blade Runner. And that just shocked the living daylights out of me. So I just can't get used to the idea that we are in the roaring 20s and that it is 2020. We are living in the future. So much going on, so much to talk about. I cannot wait. For the first time, I'm looking forward to a Democrat debate. Bloomberg, this is so great. Bloomberg has turned their world upside down. He's number 3 in some of these polls. They have the debate tonight, and there's a lot of conflict going on because I'm listening to the analysis on CNN, which is so much fun because they're losing on CNN, losers. And they're giving analysis on how the debate's going to go tonight. Now, of course, CNN's analysis has been wrong on everything since 2015. So they have 5 years. That's when Trump came down the escalator in 2015, summertime, didn't he? I can't remember the exact date. That should be a national holiday. You know, it's only a matter of time before the escalator in Trump Tower is going to be declared a national landmark. You know that, right? Oh, man, can't wait for that. But it's going to be a great day, great day. But since 2015, CNN and MSNBC as well have been 150% in. I know there's only 100% is the greatest you can have of a whole, but 150%. Hey, Democrat voting districts have greater than 100% turnout, so why not? But the analysis on CNN has been inaccurate for 5 years. I think they need to rethink what they're doing over there and bring in some new pundits. Trump couldn't win. Stormy Daniels and Michael Avenatti are going to bring it home for us. Oh, the Mueller report, failure. But then when he testifies about failure, When has CNN's analysis on anything involving the world of politics been accurate in the last 5 years? That's since Trump has been on the scene. Can you believe it's been that long? And so their predictions on the debate, they're all going to come out hard towards Bloomberg. No, they're not. Pete said he'll take Bloomberg money in his campaign yesterday. So, there's a conflict. Some of them will go after Bloomberg, but a lot of them don't want to go after Daddy Warbucks here because he may become their sugar daddy in the future, in their mind. They want Bloomberg to be their sugar daddy and fund their campaigns when he drops out. This is so great. I still stand by my theory yesterday that he's in this to help Trump, but man, I tell you, this Democrat. And, the thing about these Democrat debates, I haven't really been watching them. I've been getting up in the mornings and getting the sound clips and hearing the highlights. They're terminally boring. Part of what's going on here is the Democrats have had too many debates and they've been running for too long. And they're boring and they're tired. And I'm tired of the candidates and they've got nothing to say. And Bloomberg's fresh. He's the new kid on the block. And he's coming in and going to add some excitement to something that's been terminally boring. But I'll tell you this. I was listening to them say on scene, well, he's rusty. He hasn't debated in a while. He's rusty. Bloomberg is going to wipe the floor with the Democrats tonight. Going to wipe the floor. The CNN analysis that Bloomberg is rusty when it comes to debating. You know what? So are all these Democrats that are running for office. They haven't really been debating. They've just been waiting for a moment to say a pre-written one-liner to try to be the soundbite in the news cycle the next morning or to go viral on the Twitter. That's all they've been doing. So they're rusty at debating as well because they haven't done it. I would say Bloomberg is more rehearsed. And so far as debate practice, Donald Trump's first debate was against crooked Hillary, and I thought he wiped the floor with her. So tonight there'll be some excitement for the first time in a long time in a Democrat debate. I can't remember. When's the last time you've been excited about a Democrat debate, that you were going to actually watch it? How many of you could actually tell me that you watch these Democrat debates that we've had? Please. No one watches them. But tonight, that's going to be some sparks flying in there because Bloomberg is coming in to win it. Now, this other thing they keep saying, well, he's buying his way in. I don't know about that. He was mayor for 3 terms of New York City. Being mayor of New York City is a job that's bigger than being the governor of a lot of states. It's a job bigger than being even a leader of some of these third world countries around the world as well, right? I mean, it's a big deal job, being the mayor of New York City. So it's not this idea that he's buying his way in. Isn't that what they all do? Yeah, I was talking about this on my podcast last night. By the way, do you guys listen to the Brian Craig Show podcast? Last night, my wife and I have a studio at home, and it's a real studio. I have a real studio. And my wife and I, we podcast from our studio at home. And last night was episode 903 of the Brian Craig Show podcast, episode 903. And I'm on most podcast platforms. And you can also, I do upload my podcast to my YouTube channel. So if you go to Brian Craig on YouTube, you can catch my podcast there. And you can tell there's a different thumbnail. There's a thumbnail that's a photograph of me in front of a microphone. And so those are the podcast episodes on my YouTube channel. I have that thumbnail there so you can tell the difference between the radio show and the podcast. But anyway, the only difference, I talked about this in great deal on my podcast last night. The major difference between the way Bloomberg is funding his campaign and how all the other politicians of every political party except Trump fund their campaign is he's using his own money as opposed to using donor money. They all buy influence. He's just using his own money, and they don't like that he doesn't go around begging for money. They want donor money. See, the donors are like the secret government. They run everything. It's not the deep state. It's not the bureaucracy. It's the donors. The donors fund everything. They fund all the campaigns. They give the people the private sector jobs when they leave government, both the bureaucrats and the elected officials. The donors are the secret government. Like if X-Files was on television now, if they brought back X-Files like now, that's what they would be talking about. That the secret government is not FEMA, as they determined in the X-Files first movie. It would be the donors. They are the secret government, right? And the donors don't like being taken out of power. And the donors have lost their grip over the Republican Party big time because we have this independently wealthy billionaire president who doesn't need their money. And now they're afraid they're going to lose their control, the donors are, of the Democrat Party with Bloomberg. I don't worry about Bloomberg. He is not electable. But this idea that he's buying his way in, and they're all the Democrats are saying, oh, he's buying his way in. The media, he's buying his way in. Well, what does that tell you about Democrat voters? There is no ad or messaging that a politician could advertise that's going to make me change my vote, make me not support Trump. I didn't support Trump because of an ad. This idea that Bloomberg is buying his way in, how is he doing that? What is he doing, Bloomberg, that they say is buying his way in? Well, he spent $300 or $400 million on ads. Okay? $300 or $400 million on ads. So what does that tell you? It tells you that Democrat voters are mindless, that they don't, what does Bloomberg call it? Gray matter, that they don't have a lot of gray matter, that they're easily influenced. So you can put a lot of ads on the television and the radio for Bloomberg and on the social media and everything, and Democrats are going to see it, and they're going to reject everything that they've supported for a long, long time. To me, it just shows me that Democrats are mindless, that it is very easy to wash their brains. And there's nothing they could get my support off of President Trump. And I think most people on the Trump train are the same way. There's nothing that any politician could or political action committee could put in front of us that would make us do anything but support this great president, Donald Trump. But what is it about Democrats that makes them so easily, switchable to Bloomberg? They're mindless people. Well, there's so much to talk about, so much going on. Again, my name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve KANE Radio Show. That's right, it certainly is. Oh, man, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll take our first break of this Wednesday morning edition of the program. It's the 19th day of February, Black History Month 2020. Oh, man. So excited. All right, we'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
President Trump here. Join Steve KANE and Brian Craig on the Steve KANE Trump 2020 Victory Cruise on board the Celebrity Edge. The cruise will be to celebrate my re-election. Don't be a loser, be a winner, just like me. And join Steve KANE and Brian Craig on the Steve KANE Trump 2020 Victory Cruise.
Thank you, Mr. President. Join Steve KANE and me, Brian Craig, celebrating the victory of President Trump as we sail December 6th out of Fort Lauderdale on a 7-day Trump 2020 Victory Cruise. First stop, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Second stop, Tortola, British Virgin Islands. And then St. Martin. Call in at Cruise and Travel Depot, 561-244-5779, 561-244-5779, and join us celebrating the re-election of President Trump, 561-244-5779.
95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your
Welcome,
life?
everyone. Subscribe if you're not
Foot ulcers,
subscribed.
when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences, up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable. One of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, we are back. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Welcome back, one and all. It's Wednesday. I'm feeling good today. Yesterday I was up at 1 a.m. and I was here on the show. But today I got a great night's sleep. Oh, man. And I'm very hydrated. I've already had 2 bottles of water. I got some coffee here. I got my 3rd bottled water behind me. I have gotten into this hydration kick. And how many of you are like into that? And being properly hydrated is very, very important, which I've come to learn. And I've learned that what I learned that shocked me is I've been dehydrated my entire life until recently. But I don't know if any of you have this problem. Drinking water is addictive. And what I find, sometimes I get so busy. I'm very busy, Oh, you only work 3 hours a day. I wish. I'd be living the dream. I'd have such a great tan. I'd be on the beach all day. I'd be there by 9:30, 10 in the morning. But I get so busy, I forget to drink. And when I have a day or so that I don't drink a lot of water and I'm not properly hydrated, my body goes into withdrawal, like a drug-type withdrawal or a coffee withdrawal. It's insane. Any of you have this experience? Oh, man, it's awful. All right, let me go to the phones. 1-888-GO-KANE-1, looking very forward to this Democrat debate last night. Bloomberg taking the stage, turning everything upside down. Oh, man, I can't wait. Let's talk to Mike in Louisiana. Hey, Mike. Oh, hold on. There you go.
What you're talking about here is exactly why they're attacking him. Is the other Democrats are having to go to the, quote, little people, end quote, to raise money to keep their campaigns afloat.
Yeah.
They're having to go there.
Yeah.
And they don't like the fact that he can just spend $300 million on ads and do all this other stuff,
Well, what's happened, what I was talking about, Mike, is they've all got tons of money that are on the debate stage, millions of dollars. The donors give it to them. Bloomberg's independent. And this is the donors are putting pressure on these Democrats to go after Bloomberg because all of the power that the donors have, and these donors are big, rich guys and corporations, all their power is to control the Congress through campaign donations, and they've lost so much juice with Republicans because of Trump. Now they're afraid with Bloomberg. The donors are afraid they're going to lose their power in the Democrat Party if these billionaires like Bloomberg and Trump start running for office. And I'll tell you, Bloomberg may not be the president, okay, but we haven't seen the last of him. He very well could be United States Senator from New York. He very well could be the governor. He is not going away even at his advanced age. And the donors are in a panic that these politicians, Mike, have to go and beg. I'll give you an example of something that happened here. I've told this before without any names, so I'll give you some names. Years ago, here. Our studio, we were with Adam Klatzoff. Some of you may remember Adam, who is passed away just a few months back. And we had a member of Congress on. I'm not going to say their name because this is so embarrassing, Mike. Listen to this. We had a very well-known member of Congress on, a Democrat, on the show. This was back during the Clinton years. And Adam came on the air and offered to donate. It was either $1,200 or $1,600. I can't remember what it was. It was $1,200 or $1,600. He wanted to donate. It was either $1,200 or $1,600 to this Democrat congressman, a sitting member of Congress, a very well-known Democrat. What do you think that congressman did that we were interviewing? And by the way, when we had him on the show, it was over the phone, so they weren't here. It was on the phone. When he came in on the microphone and offered to make a donation of either $1,200 or $1,600, what do you think that congressman did, Mike?
Where can we meet?
Asked where he was, and I was shocked when I came to work the next morning. The congressman drove here to meet Adam and got the check from him, and and Adam showed me a picture the next morning of him giving the check to the guy. You know, and it was either $1,200 or $1,600, which is not a lot of money when you're talking about a congressman, right? That's what it's like for politicians. They have to grovel and beg and humiliate themselves to people that give them money. And Bloomberg and Trump take that out of the equation, and the donors don't like it.
And here's something else to think about.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Could this be a reason
Crazy.
why we're seeing these people go after the Trump kids? You know, Trump, Eric, and Don Jr. and all these people, because they
Grovel, it's
fear
fundraising, yeah.
that they can run for some office, maybe in New York or something like that, and they wouldn't need these donors to run because they.
Yeah. Well, you know, here's the thing, Mike. I can, when Trump put together his cabinet and he had Mnuchin and some others, remember that our first Secretary of State, who turned out to be a creep, but the oil executive, you know, I call them the untouchables. And the reason I call Trump and and so much of his cabinet the untouchables is because they're so independently wealthy, they don't need any donor money, you know, and that makes them unbribable. And, you know, there's a great movie, Glenn Ross, with Alec Baldwin and Jack Lemmon. Have you ever seen this movie? Okay, yeah, that's what it's like. The salesman, Al Pacino's in that movie. You know, the salesman and Glenn Ross, that's what it's like when you're running for president or a member of Congress. You're begging people for money all the time, and it is humiliating, but they have to grovel to donors. And President Trump and Mayor Bloomberg take that out of the equation. And these other politicians have all these donors putting pressure on them. You've got to get Bloomberg out of the race. We're going to lose our juice. And if we lose our juice, you lose our money. And you don't have billions of dollars like Trump or Bloomberg to run on. You need us. So that's what's going on here. I mean, that's the big elephant in the room.
Right. And you got other billionaires that have, you know, made not offers, but made overtures at running, like what's his name with the Dallas Mavericks, basketball, the guy who owns the basketball team out there. He at one point he was thinking about running, and he's another billionaire.
That's right. That's right, Chuck.
That would have that they would fear because money that he doesn't need.
Correct.
Right.
They're just, you know, what someone like Trump is, his loyalty is only to America and the voters. When you talk about other politicians, all of them before Trump, their loyalty are to the donors. The voters get in their way. I mean, look at how they look down at voters, you know. It's all about the donors. I saw Maxine Waters on TV the other day, and she was talking about all this Hollywood money in Beverly Hills, you know, in Los Angeles that's going to members of Congress. And she says any given night there's 3, 4, 5 members of Congress at some fundraising party in Los Angeles. And they're not California congressmen, they're from all over the country. You know, and those people are losing their power.
Right, and think about this, you know. You're talking about movies. There was this movie that had Eddie Murphy, and they called it Distinguished Gentleman. And it was sort of all about corruption, but in one of the places in the movie they were talking about, well, they were talking about cancer clusters being caused by electrical lines, and there was this big company make a big huge donation to this senator, this House member in the movie, and basically for his reelection, if he would make this study go away or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's where these guys do. That's how these guys do it.
Mm-hmm.
Get these donations from power companies or whatever.
Well, you know, I remember when Newt Gingrich was run out of Congress, he got a lot of criticism, Newt Gingrich. Newt Gingrich made a television commercial with Nancy Pelosi promoting global warming. And people were pissed. And, you know, because he's supposed to be a big Republican. And why did he do it? The money. They paid him to do it. That's why Newt Gingrich did it, you know. So so Bloomberg, I love it. I'm so excited that Bloomberg is in this race. And you know what? All Republicans should be excited. He's thrown, the Democrat Party is going through right now what the Republicans went through with Trump in the 2016 election. And it's beautiful, and we should enjoy it. It's part of winning.
Think about it. You know, you've got all these guys that have no shot, all right? And here comes this billionaire. Yeah, he might not have a shot, but he's going to use the word, trump them all because he's got the money to do it.
Yeah. Well, listen, Mike, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. Mike in Louisiana. You know, Rod Blagojevich, I just throw this out during the break if someone can help me. I was trying to remember, and I was looking online just for a few seconds before I went on the air, and I didn't have a lot of time to search this out, but I like Rod Blagojevich, okay? I remember him on The Celebrity Apprentice. He was great. What I'm trying to remember is there was some big scandal to him other than the taking the money. There was more to when Governor Blagojevich appointed that guy to replace Obama in the Senate, and he took money for it, and they had this phone call. There was more to it than that. And I haven't been able to get going back. It's been more than 10 years. I have not been able to really find out, and I don't remember, it's been so long, what about him did the mainstream media hate so much? It wasn't that he was selling the Senate seat. He's a Democrat now he's a Trumplicrat, but he's a Democrat in Illinois. They're all corrupt out there. Why were they picking on Rod Blagojevich? Does anyone remember? I cannot remember. If you got any details on that, let me know. It wasn't that he was taking money for the Senate seat or any of that. There was something about Rod Blagojevich that they hated. They didn't like the guy. There's just something missing that I don't recall. So if you have any memory of that, or let me know. 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back right after this.
FM 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners.
More to it.
I had 2 cavities, I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse,
he's got a lot of hair.
So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So
I'll tell you, I know why.
Today at
I'll get to it after the break.
922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Does your life insurance policy only pay someone if you die? The new life insurance policies allow you to access your benefits even while you were still alive. Due to changes in the insurance industry, all life insurance carriers in 2020 have adjusted their premiums to your advantage. Life insurance rates have been lowered due to the updated mortality tables. People are living longer in America, and that means life insurance premiums are lower. Call Debbie and Dan at I Will Advisors 954-753-8080 to learn more and for a free review of your existing life insurance policy. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free Living Trust seminar is Wednesday, February 26th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for...
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Yeah, there's something about the Blagojevich story that we're missing. Now, so far as Trump and the pardons, they're freaking out. All right, he didn't pardon Blagojevich. He commuted the sentence, which means he's out now. He's done his time. His time is done. And they're all upset. I don't remember them getting upset when Obama was commuting the sentences of drug dealers, but and sending them back to the hood, to reopen their businesses. But these pardons yesterday and the commuting of the sentence of Rod Blagojevich, what Trump is doing is setting the stage to pardon Roger Stone and probably General Flynn too. And he's doing all the commuting of the sentence, and these pardons yesterday is a part of that, because tomorrow is the sentencing of Roger Stone, who without question, that verdict should be overturned. He should at least get a new trial, but he really deserves a pardon. He should never have been charged anyway. It should just be ended. So I believe President Trump is going to pardon Roger Stone and General Flynn, and this is the beginning of that. Boom. And then there'll be, tell you people, Trump's a rock star. These other presidents, they pardon people on the last night of their presidency. Trump's pardoning people all the time, catching people off guard. And when Roger Stone and General Flynn get their pardon, after Blagojevich has been all over the place, and I know Blagojevich wasn't pardoned, but there's something missing about that story with Blagojevich. Why was the media so upset at a Democrat in Illinois for being corrupt? They're all corrupt in Illinois. I can't remember. I did some Google searching, couldn't find it. There's something's missing with that Blagojevich story from back in the day. Again, if anyone has any recollection, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. Oh man. Oh, listen to this. My Pillow, it has now this is going to be for a very limited time, they told me. My Pillow has an incredible special. When you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at mypillow.com, you can get a My Pillow for just $39.99. That's right, $39.99 when you use the promo code KANE at checkout. And by the way, if you go to mypillow.com, there's a special extra $10 off on your order. Now, you got to use the promo code KANE to get this deal. But if you go to mypillow.com and click on that $39.99 MyPillow deal with the promo code KANE, you can actually get that MyPillow for just $29.99, because there's a way to add another $10 off that you'll see when you get there. My MyPillow I've had for over a year. The MyPillows come with a 10-year warranty, a no-flat warranty. I've had mine for over a year. We wash our pillows every week, and when we in my house. Do you guys wash your pillows? You can wash it every day if you want. And a lot of people ask me, which one do you have? Do you have the medium or the firm? I have the firm MyPillow. I like the firm. But my wife's got the medium, and I switch off. I like them both, but I always like the firm. But right now, if you go to mypillow.com, click on that $39.99 offer, and there's another way you add a little $10 off. You can get that MyPillow for just $29.99 right now at mypillow.com. Use the promo code KANE. You can also order by phone, and when you order by phone, use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. Make sure you spell it out for the guy on the phone. 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. It's a very good deal. $39.99 with the promo code KANE, and you can actually add another $10 to that and get a MyPillow for just $29.99. But you got to use the promo code KANE. All right, and this is very limited time offer. MyPillow told me this, a very limited time offer, which will end without notice. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the radio. Good morning.
My head right now is on a firm MyPillow.
That's great.
You.
Really? You're not even up? You're laying down on it?
Look up.
Oh my gosh! So Richie, you're laying in bed. You're not naked, are you? Oh my. Okay, good.
What the deal was? Obama. He sold Obama. He was trying to sell Obama's seat. How did Obama get the seat? There was all sorts of stuff that this guy had on all of them, including Obama. They were afraid he was going to open his mouth.
Oh, that's right. Yes. There was, yes, because when Obama became president, we still didn't know a lot about him, and they were afraid that Rod Blagojevich would start ratting out the truth about Obama and his checkered past. So they put him in prison.
I'll call you back later. I just wanted to remind.
Yeah, but make sure you're up and dressed. I don't like to talk to naked bus drivers, even though he has his head on a MyPillow. That's what it was, yeah, because they were afraid of Barack Obama's history and connections. That is correct. Yes, Richie the bus driver. Right there, boom, that's what it was. So they put him in prison for it. Now he's out. And you know what I'm really looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the Rod Blagojevich interviews. He gave a little sneak peek of that yesterday. He's great on television. And I really became a fan of Rod Blagojevich when he was on Donald Trump's Celebrity Apprentice. I miss that show so much. I love The Apprentice. It was on Sundays, I believe, and we didn't miss it. I didn't watch The Apprentice in the first season or two, and I came in a little late, and it wasn't Celebrity Apprentice yet. It was just Apprentice, and I got hooked. That show was great, and the Celebrity Apprentice with Rod Blagojevich is he's a very funny guy. Rod Blagojevich has the qualities of a politician. He's charming. He's charming and funny. And he was on the Celebrity Apprentice, and President Trump, he wasn't president yet. He was just Mr. Trump. And he was on the season. Rod Blagojevich was on the season with Geraldo Rivera. And the task that they were given was to fly to Florida, go to Universal Studios Orlando, and come up with a marketing campaign for the brand new Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And they were flying the teams down by private jet. And President Trump said to Rod Blagojevich had already been convicted, okay? And he was just awaiting for when he had to show up to prison, if you remember all that stuff. And or was he out on bail? I can't remember if he was out on bail or had been convicted at the time. It was in 2009. Well, anyway, he's sending Rod Blagojevich and his team to Orlando, Florida on a private jet. They're in New York City. And President Trump says to Rod Blagojevich, he says, "Hey, Governor, are you allowed to leave the state? Can you go to Florida?" And Rod Blagojevich says to Trump, he says, "Well, is the plane going to leave the country?" And President Trump says, no, it's just going to go from New York to Florida. And Blagojevich says, "Okay, I can go." I thought that was so funny. I remember that like it was yesterday. It was very funny. And and who would have, and I know they're playing that clip a lot now, of for some reason, Rod Blagojevich could not say the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. He couldn't say it, and Trump was really getting aggravated with him, and they were going back and forth about it. But who would have thought back then on The Apprentice that Blagojevich would be let out of prison by Mr. Trump himself of the Celebrity Apprentice? It's pretty amazing in a crazy way. But I remember that season of the Celebrity Apprentice with Geraldo and Blagojevich. And Rod Blagojevich is just, I like him. He's a nice guy. and he came out and talked to the press a little bit. Did I pull that clip up? Yeah, here it is. Here's Blagojevich yesterday talking to reporters. I think it was at the airport.
I want to express my most profound and everlasting gratitude to President Trump. He didn't have to do this. He's a Republican president. I was a Democratic governor. My fellow Democrats have not been very kind to him. In fact, they've been very unkind to him. And what he did was, I think, something that deserves a great amount of appreciation on my part personally. And he has, from me, my deepest, most profound, and everlasting gratitude. I can't wait to get home. I miss my daughters, miss my wife. I miss home. He's got obviously a big fan in me. And if you're asking me what my party affiliation is, I'm a Trumpocrat.
I love it.
It's a criminal justice system, and it's an unfair criminal justice system.
He's a Trumpocrat. I love it.
It's a criminal justice system with too many people who have too much power, who don't have any accountability, and they can railroad people, and put innocent people in prison, and they are, generally speaking, virtually always prone to over-sentence people. It's a criminal justice system that's not only broken, but it's also racist. And I saw how it affects people of color, and how on cases with nonviolent first offender drug offenders, that they're made to do decades of prison time for mistakes that they made or wrongs they committed that any fair-minded society would not allow. And so I'll have more to say later.
Yeah, he's great. He's a Trumpocrat now. And Rod Blagojevich is going to be all over television doing interviews. He's a politician. He loves to be on TV. And he's going to become a big spokesperson for prison reform, and which is something the Democrats are always whining about. And he'll be around talking. And just like back in 08 and 09, what they're going to be afraid of is he's going to start talking about the dirty deals in Illinois. You know, he knows everything. He was the governor of Illinois. He knows all the dirty politics of Cook County and the whole state, and Obama and all the rest. And they are terrified of Rod Blagojevich, our Trumpocrat. This is great. And he's going to be doing a lot of interviews. I can't wait to see him on The View. I hope he goes on The View soon. You know, Rod Blagojevich, though, he likes to make money, which is a good thing, right? You know, so I think maybe he's trying to do some angles with interviews where he'll make some money. But that's okay. It's okay to make money. You know, Democrats, they act like that's a dirty thing to do. He's got a family to support, so he's not governor anymore. He's unemployed. Like Mayor Pete, he's unemployed. Governor Rod Blagojevich. If I would call him governor. If I met him, I'd call him Governor Blagojevich. Wouldn't you guys? I'd call him governor. I bet that was his. I bet his prison handle was Gov. The Gov. Oh man, it sounds like Rod Blagojevich bonded with the blacks in prison too about their sentencing guidelines. This is great. I love it. I love it. He should run for Congress. He really should. You know, Rod Blagojevich. You know what Rod Blagojevich would be great as? You know, he'd be great as a political pundit. I don't think CNN or MSNBC are going to hire him because Trump let him out. But Fox News should ink a deal this week with Rod Blagojevich and make him a paid pundit on Fox News Channel as we're going into this. And there's so much going on with the prison reform and the election. And, you know, becoming governor of Illinois is a pretty big deal. You know, his political analysis going into the election season, I think will be great. I think he'll have great insights. He knows the players. He understands how things work. I think Rod Blagojevich would be a spectacular paid pundit on any of the cable news, but Fox News should definitely hire him. Now, so far as taking money to appoint that one guy to be the senator, I forgot his name. He was Black Democrat. His name started with a B. I can't remember his name offhand. But what's different between that and what all the other politicians do, right? They support this cause and that cause because people give them money. It's the same thing, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Let's get Rod Blagojevich, our Trumpocrat, on Fox News. Give him one of those high six-figure, low seven-figure deals. A lot of these pundits make very good money. And hire Blagojevich. Come on, Fox News. Let's do it. Wouldn't you love to see him on Outnumbered as One Lucky Guy this week? Oh, man. That'd be the best. One lucky guy. He's in the hot seat. Governor Rod Blagojevich. Oh, man. That'd be great. You know, and not only does he have insights into the Democrat Party, as a big-time insider, as being governor of the most corrupt Democrat machine state in America, Illinois, he knows the president personally because he was on The Celebrity Apprentice with him and Geraldo Rivera. This is great. One lucky guy, Governor Blagojevich with Harris Falk. That'd be great. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Yeah, real quick.
Back, Richie. What is this? I mean, twice in a row.
Find them all out.
Yeah. Oh, the book. You know what it is with Blagojevich is threatening a book just to make some money. He doesn't have to write the book. He'll just threaten to write a book so they'll throw money his way to not write the book. All right, Richie, twice in a row. I can't do breaking all the rules here. I can't break these rules. All right, listen, we got to take a break. 49 minutes after. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll take our break and be right back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van.
Oh, by the way, guys, a lot of you may not know this. I do have a Patreon. If you want to become a Patreon supporter, there's a link in the description of the YouTube video. I know some of you are supporters on Patreon. If you would like to, there you go.
These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires.
Well, that's what happens when you go screenless. Oh, somebody sent me a DM on Twitter. Yeah, that's a radio. I'm on the radio. I always keep a radio in the back. Very few radio stations actually keep radios in the control room. I always do, so I can hear what's on the air if I need to.
977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
This is Steve Kane. I'm here chatting with Dr. Troy Lemaski, my personal chiropractor. Dr. Troy, how are you today?
Doing well, Steve.
Chiropractic is an art. All the nerves in your body go through your spine. If your spine's out of line, the nerves get pinched, and of course you're going to have all kinds of symptoms and all kinds of pain as a result of that.
Well, I can't help that, Charlie.
Spine realigned, you're going to be in pain.
100% correct. If you have a joint, especially in your back, that's stuck, that's not moving properly, it will put pressure not only possibly on nerves, but more of the time on soft tissue structures such as the ligaments, the muscles, and it will create pressure. There are nerves within the joint called mechanoreceptors.
Okay, let me get to some audio here.
Affect the actual nerves that are in the joint. Pinch nerves are very common, and they do come from spinal misalignment, but not everybody that has a problem has a pinched nerve.
I've been seeing you for a relatively short period of time, and you have the healing touch, I'll tell you that. When I walk out of your office, it's I feel like a whole new person.
What was I just going to look up? Oh, yeah.
Take great care of everybody, but I know you're going to go that extra mile for our wonderful Steve Kane listeners. Doctor, give them the number of the office where they can make an appointment.
It's Coast Chiropractic Injury and Wellness Center, and the phone number is 954-463-3036. 954-463-3036. We're located in East Fort Lauderdale. We're just one block of US 1 and Oakland Park Boulevard, right off Middle River Drive.
Was he?
The address is 25.
Well, I'm sure he knows him well.
Oakland Park Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale.
Dr. Troy Lemaski, a great healer. Make an appointment today.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
All righty. Welcome back, everyone. And, listen. In Florida, it's already getting hot, man. When I drive to work in the morning, I have the AC on in the car. We have our AC on in the house day and night. Don't you guys? It's Florida, man. It's hot. There may be one day a year we don't have our air conditioning on in my house. And even on those days, in the middle of the day, it gets hot, we turn it on probably. But, one of the biggest household expenses for Floridians is the electric bill because of our air conditioning. And Scott from Cut My Kilowatts is in the business of cutting the amount of kilowatts that you use in your home. And he talks a lot when you hear him call in about energy efficiency. One of the biggest places that all homes are really wasting money and having their air conditioning system not work efficiently is in the attic. Our attics get well over 100 degrees. I use my attic for storage of some things, and I've had to go up during the summer a few times to get something out of the attic, and I've gone up there. It's 130 some degrees up there, and I one time I remember I was in the attic. It was in August, And I was up there 60 seconds, and I got out, and I was soaking wet with sweat. That's how hot it is up there. And that's where your AC ducts are in your house. They're up in the attic. And they're surrounded by that heat that's over 130 degrees on some hot days, and certainly over 100 pretty much every day of the year. And Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, he'll come out and he'll explain how he can do this, but he can reduce big time the heat inside your attic, which not only is where your air conditioning sadly is escaping. He'll talk to you about insulation, but there's other things he does to cool off the attic dramatically, which cools the air around your AC ducts in that attic. You know, the AC doesn't just have to cool your home. That air goes through those hot ducts in that hot, scorching attic, and it has to work harder because it's got to cool off those ducts to deliver the cold air into your vents and your ceilings. So call Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Have him come out to your house and tell you how he can save you some money by cooling off that attic big time. Now, the number I'm going to give is Scott's cell phone number. It rings directly to his cell phone. He will answer it. If you miss it, because he might be on the phone with somebody and you get his voicemail, he'll call you back. You can leave him a message. He calls back quick, too. I call Scott on occasion, and he's called me back while I'm leaving him a message. It's crazy. Or you can also text him. His number, 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. That's Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. His number listed at SteveKaneShow.com. 954-939-1500. You can also text him at that number. All right, yeah, so I'm all excited. Big Democrat debate last night, the first exciting Democrat debate we've had, and I'm looking forward to Bloomberg. You know, people have said that it is possible for Trump to win 49 states. And the people I've heard say that are Trump people. Chris Matthews went on a tear. Did you guys hear this? Probably not. It was Chris Matthews on his own show. But listen to this. This is Chris Matthews on MSNBC talking about Bernie Sanders.
Nobody just says the obvious. Bernie, you're full of it. None of this is going to get passed. They're just pandering to the Bernie people. And you know what pandering gets you? Nothing.
Listen to this.
It doesn't get your respect. They've got to get out there and say, I disagree with socialism. I believe in the markets. Right. I think he's wrong. I think he'll never get it done. And this country will never go that direction. And by the way, we'll lose 49 states. And I was there in 1972 at the Democratic Convention, where the people on the left were dancing in glee. I saw them. They were literally, John Kenneth Galbraith, dancing in a circle. They were so happy that they defeated the moderates by Tip O'Neill and Dick Daley, and they went on to lose 49 states in their glee. So that can happen again.
Okay, so, yeah, and by the way, they lost 49 states to Richard Nixon in 1972, the Democrats. So Chris Matthews, in a complete meltdown on MSDNC, as the president calls them. I call them MS-13BC as well. They got to put two names there. But Chris Matthews, in a complete freak out, thinking that Trump may win 49 states. That includes New York, because I'm assuming California is the one he's not including with Bernie. And he's so right on the money. Don't believe, you know, this 72 election is amazing to me. And I talked about this a couple years ago. There was a PBS documentary on the Vietnam War, which is a spectacular documentary. It's another one of those Ken Burns documentaries. And one entire 2 hours of it was on the anti-war movement in this country. And what I came to realize is that all liberal movements, including the anti-Vietnam War movement, are fake. They're not just fake today, they were fake then. And they had, in all 50 states, massive anti-war movements. And Richard Nixon went on, after all of that, to be reelected in 1972. That's why they upped the game on Watergate. And the Vietnam War was not unpopular in this country, as you've been led to believe. Oh, yeah, the college kids were against it, but, you know, they just didn't want to get drafted. They weren't against the war. They were protesting the draft more than the war, don't you think? But the liberal movements have always been fake, just like they are now. And these movements around these Democrats, when I hear Chris Matthews talk about Trump winning 49 states, oh, man, could you imagine? Could you imagine? And it is possible. Because Bernie Sanders, and not just Bernie Sanders, we've got other Democratic socialists up there too. Mayor Pete, Elizabeth Warren, you know. And Democratic socialism is destroying the Democrat Party. And because most people in this country don't support that idea. Most people in this country work for a living and have an understanding of it. Young people don't know what they're talking about. And the great Mayor Mike Bloomberg, I love Mike Bloomberg. See, there's two Democrats I like right now. I like Mike Bloomberg. I like Rod Blagojevich. Who says I just like Republican? I like some Democrats. Bloomberg's doing great work right now, furthering the destruction of the Democrat Party. And Rod Blagojevich, he's great. I love these Democrats. So I hope Bloomberg brings up, I'm going to play you a clip of Bloomberg. I hope he says this tonight during the Democrat debate, because this is great. Mayor Bloomberg was talking about why so many young people support democratic socialism. And his answer, I think, is right on the money and is different than any explanation, because this is one of the big mysteries. What is it? I heard Charlie Kirk say recently that they just don't understand what socialism is and what it did, because they were post-Soviet Union generation, and others say they support socialism because they want their student loans paid off and all of that. That's not the reason. And Mayor Bloomberg, who's going to be on the Democrat debate stage tonight, had a great explanation as to why young people support socialism. I looked at the clock at 7 a.m. I'll have to share it with you after the break. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tease that through the break. But, yeah, but I had to just because of the time. We'll take our break at 7 a.m. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. 1 hour down, 2 to go. We'll be right back with the second hour after this.
3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
Be right back, guys.
Welcome a new sponsor to the Steve Kane Show, and it's Ace Hardware. Not just any Ace Hardware, but two special Ace Hardware stores in our area. The first is Ace Hardware, located at 365 South Federal Highway in Deerfield Beach, just a quarter mile south of Hillsborough Boulevard on the west side of Federal Highway. And Beach Ace Hardware at 232 Commercial Boulevard, Lauderdale by the Sea, half a block west of A1A. If you own a house or condo, you would do yourself a favor to visit one or both of these special stores. There is such a different shopping in these stores compared to the depot type stores. Service and product selection is what it's all about. And they have a great selection in all their departments that will save you from running around from store to store. And you can get help from their employees who have the knowledge to always put you on the right track to get any project done, large or small. They have happy customers because of the way they treat their customers, and you will become a happy customer too. The list of what they sell is almost endless, but includes plumbing, electrical, sprinkler parts, fasteners of every kind, garden tools, including the largest selection of steel garden equipment. Plus, they are an authorized steel repair center. Let's not forget Benjamin Moore custom blended paints, major brand power tools, including Craftsman, Weber barbecue grills, plus other top-notch brands that are delivered to your home with free assembly. They have the largest selection of key blanks, many down to the color you choose. Even the key fob remote for your doors are sold at these stores, priced lower than the car dealer. Screens are custom made. Glass is cut to size. I could go on and on, but you get the idea. They will make your life easier and save you time and money by recommending the right products for your job. Again, the two Ace Hardware locations are Ace Hardware at 365 South Federal Highway, Deerfield Beach, just a quarter mile south of Hillsborough Boulevard on the west side of Federal Highway, and Beach Ace Hardware at 232.
Yeah, that's me playing the music while I'm talking.
Half a block west of A1A. Or call with any questions, 954-531-6265. 954-531-6265. And make sure to tell them you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show. This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorce,
I always forget
lawsuits,
that the Ace Hardware song is at the end of that commercial.
This free Living Trust Seminar is Wednesday, February 26th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeart.
All righty. Hour number 2 has begun. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Welcome back, one and all. Oh, man. Tonight, exciting Democrat debate. Bloomberg takes the stage, and I'm so excited about it. I can't wait for it. I can't wait. I've not been excited about a Democrat debate ever. I'm excited about this one. Oh, man. Because it's going to be fireworks tonight. Fireworks. All right, so I was talking about this before the break. Let me recap and I'll play the clip. Bloomberg is very much against socialism, democratic socialism. And he was talking recently about why so many young people support socialism. And he has an explanation that I think is, one, right, and two, one I've never even considered, nor has anyone else. And there's a lot of debate. Why are so many young people supporting socialism? And I told you there's two common theories. One is they just want their student loans paid off and a bunch of free crap. The other one is that they're a post-Soviet Union era generation, and they don't remember when communist socialist states were running around the world, and they don't understand socialism. That's not the main reason. And Bloomberg had I really, truly hope that Mayor Bloomberg brings this up tonight with these Democrat socialists on the stage, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and I'm going to throw in Mayor Pete as a Democratic socialist too. But listen to this. This is Bloomberg. Where did I have the clip? Where's the clip? Okay, here he is. Bloomberg, why do so many young people support socialism?
Democratic socialism. And the young people, I don't mean to knock young people, I wish I wasn't, but young people listened to Donald Trump, or to Bernie Sanders, and they said, yeah, Democrat, that's good. Socialism, yeah, that's that social media stuff. Because our kids no longer learn civics in school, they no longer study Western history, they no longer read Western literature. We are trying to change and dumb down the system, and if you don't know what happened in the past, you're going to have to relive it. It's unfortunate, but true.
Well, see, so there you have it. Social media is such a thing in their life, they think it has something to do with that. It's like social networking. And I know that sounds like a joke, but you're an intelligent grown-up. He's talking about the youth vote that's supporting Sanders, and I think he is right on the money. Oh, man, I tell you, I can't wait. This is going to be fireworks tonight. So there's a lot of conflict going on among the Democrats because, CNN, for a joke to be funny, by the way. I understand that's funny what he said about social media and socialism. It's true. For a joke to be funny, there has to be some truth in it or it's not funny. That's a key to humor. That's right. And I think there's a lot of truth to what he said there, Mayor Bloomberg. Now, there's a lot of debate going on as to how this debate is going to play out tonight. And what all the analysis is saying on television, and again, all the analysis on television has been wrong. These analysts don't know what they're talking about. But they think that these candidates are going to go after Bloomberg. And some of them will, but you know what? Some of them won't. And Mayor Pete has said that, well, let me play this. Mayor Pete. This is Mayor Pete talking about Bloomberg.
He would not commit to accepting money from Michael Bloomberg if Michael Bloomberg is not the Democratic nominee, right? He's pledged to help whoever is. Would you take his money and his support if you are the nominee?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. See, this is, I'll play more of that. That's Mayor Pete. Sure. That's his real voice, not that fake deep voice. He's like Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande has that little mousy voice. Have you ever heard Ariana Grande's real voice? She's got a deep voice. I'm Ariana Grande. Have you ever heard her talk in a real voice? That's Pete's real voice, not that deep voice. Yeah, sure, yes. Sounds like Mickey Mouse. He's on my shirt that I'm wearing right now. So, this is great. See, this is why they hate Bloomberg. See how these politicians are? They'll take money from anyone. They're telling us that Mike Bloomberg is the worst thing that's ever happened, that he's buying his way into the election. But Pete Buttigieg, will you take Bloomberg's money? Sure. Then he goes on. Listen. Mayor Pete talking about Mayor Mike.
Not commit to accepting money from Michael Bloomberg if Michael Bloomberg is not the Democratic nominee, right? He's pledged to help whoever is. Would you take his money and his support if you are the nominee?
Sure. As a matter of fact,
I love it. Sure.
Look, right now, obviously, I'm competing against Mayor Bloomberg. We have, I think, different approaches and different visions. But, his philanthropy supported a $1 million effort in our community to help low-income people get transportation.
Who's fake? Me or Pete?
Reject that help because it came from a very wealthy person. This is the moment to bring everybody that we can into this effort. And
now, this is back to these vague generalities. It's time to bring everybody into this great effort. What's the effort? What are you efforting? These vague generalities. But anyway, Mayor Pete.
I promise exactly one thing in return for any contribution, which is we're going to take that contribution and use it to go beat Donald Trump.
So, you talk about something he did in your community, but obviously Amy Klobuchar has said Bloomberg is her words. She's hiding behind his ad spending. Elizabeth Warren says he's bought his way onto the debate stage. Bernie Sanders has accused him of
Thank you,
trying to buy
Plumber
the entire
954.
election. Pretty simple question, yes or no? Do you think Michael Bloomberg is trying to buy the Democratic nomination for president?
Yes.
Yeah, so wow, Mayor Pete. He thinks Bloomberg is trying to buy the election, and when he fails, he'll take his money. So when he's done trying to buy the election, Mayor Pete's saying he can buy him because he'll take his money. This is great interview. This is Pete yesterday.
I mean, what else do you call it? What else do you call it when you dip into your endless reserves of millions and billions and don't go through the process of campaigning in states like Nevada or Iowa or New Hampshire, humbling yourself, going into the diners and the backyards, looking eye to eye to vote. Look, my campaign wouldn't exist if all that mattered was how much money and fame you start with and how you get yourself on the air. We built this thing from nothing.
Well, yeah, I know. With the Kennedy family behind him, he built it with nothing. Give me a break. Has he been in people's backyards for votes? If I looked in the backyard and saw some politician out there, I'd probably freak me out. I'd probably call the cops and think that, I got a trespasser. But anyway, oh my goodness. He goes in people's backyards? Probably backyards in Beverly Hills that are big as my whole development, right? The backyard. But, oh man, we got to hear Mayor Pete's real voice. Sure, I'm Mayor Pete. That's right. That's me. That's my real voice. Oh man, I like that. The real Mayor Pete. That's the real Mayor Pete. But so Bloomberg. So Mayor Pete will not be going after Bloomberg tonight. Mayor Pete doesn't want. See, this is one of the things I did hear. One of the pundits yesterday. I don't remember who or on what network, but one of them was talking about one of the dangers going into this debate is that some of the candidates will be afraid to go after Bloomberg because they don't want to alienate him when he has so much money to donate to them when he drops out. And obviously, Mayor Pete is ready to take money from Mayor Mike, and he doesn't want to alienate him. They may have different visions, but they have one goal in mind, and that is to defeat President Trump because all this great economic gains going on in this country, they want to reverse all of that. So this is great stuff. I'm so excited. This is what winning is like. When President Trump was wrong about one thing and one thing only, right? He was very much wrong about something. He says we're going to get sick of winning. Winning never gets old. We've been losing so long. Winning never gets old. And we're winning in different ways every day. Right here, look at this. The divisions inside the Democrat Party tonight are going to be the biggest divisions we've had on that stage in a long time. We're going to have the ones that hate Mike Bloomberg, and then we're going to have the Mayor Petes that want that Bloomberg money. So they're not going to go after him too hard so that they can bond with him and get his money when he drops out of the... Oh, this is great. How could you not enjoy this? Oh, man, yeah. This is definitely a debate that we are going to have to watch tonight. So then... Bernie Sanders. Listen, Bernie Sanders comparing himself to Nelson Mandela.
Now, I think back, some of you may be familiar with Nelson Mandela. Remember that? And his fight for freedom in South Africa. And people marching to the polls and thinking about the civil rights movement and people marching to the polls. Well, we're fighting to change America. Let's go out. I think the polling booths are pretty close to here, is that right? Student Union building. All right, let's take a little walk. Let's vote. Let's change America.
Okay, now right there, a couple things here to talk about. The voting booths are right there. He said the voting booths are right down the hall. Now, my understanding is that when it comes to voting locations, politicians are not allowed to campaign at polling stations. Is Bernie Sanders violating campaign laws? He is campaigning down the hall from the polls. Is that allowed? I think that's illegal. A guy running for office can't campaign in the same building as the polling location and then escort people to the polls. You can't do that. It's illegal, Bernie Sanders. At least it is in Florida. My goodness. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Now, and then he's comparing himself to Nelson Mandela and comparing the apartheid state of South Africa to the current situation. And this, what is he talking about? How is anything involving apartheid the current state of affairs in the United States? I don't know. But I know a lot of people are, he's comparing himself to Mandela. I'm more interested in whether or not he's breaking the law. He is campaigning at a polling location, and he is walking people to vote. And on top of that, these are college students going to vote at the student union where he's speaking. Are they registered to vote at their parents' house too? And are they voting there? How many times are they going to vote? There's a lot of fraud going on over there, I'll tell you. Oh, man. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio. Good. Mike and Boca, what's up? Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show.
have watched all of them. And,
hold on.
I can only get to about an hour and then I'm done. Actually watched them all.
Yeah.
And it's the same rhetoric. They just mix it up. It's the same mantra I've heard since high school.
Oh, no, but tonight's different. Tonight's different. We've got Mike Bloomberg, who's turned their world upside down.
I think they should put him in the middle without the soapbox, have Warren on one side and Biden on the other.
Well, if I were advising Michael Bloomberg, the first thing I would do, if I were Michael Bloomberg, is I would show everyone on the around the country that I'm not standing on a box. I would make a point and ask them to show, could you please show my feet on camera to show, I'm serious. What a way that would be to.
Look at the size of his pedestal.
Yeah, and some of these other Democrats will be on boxes, though. I bet Klobuchar's on a box. I don't know. Now, what do you think about Bernie Sanders? What do you think about Bernie Sanders campaigning at a polling location and walking people to vote? That.
I just heard about that now. That's insane. I mean, the same guy who had his wife and he became mayor, and everybody looked the other way.
Isn't this like voter intimidation? Yeah.
Was it mayor? It was mayor, right?
He who was mayor? Oh yeah, the first steady job he had was he was about 40 years old. He was mayor of that town up there. Yeah, whatever town it was.
Then he hired his wife, but then everyone looked the other way.
Yeah, so I believe it's illegal to campaign at polling locations like he's doing, and certainly bringing people to vote. That sounds like voter intimidation. I mean, could you imagine if Trump was, yeah.
He's here to throw a wrench in the wheel. I mean, he's not going to be president. I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Mike and Boca, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. Yeah. All right, thanks for the call. I got to run for a break. Thanks so much. Mike and Boca. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back with your calls after this.
And seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid planning seminar. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life, being forced to spend down your assets, how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets, and more. This free Medicaid planning seminar is Wednesday, February 26th at 10 a.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 1-855-352-3782.
Feeling old, tired, broken down? Dr. Matez can fix it. In 2005, Dr. Matez introduced South Florida to the amazing hormone pellet. This safe and effective therapy will reverse the symptoms of aging and leave you feeling fantastic. Energy, sex drive, and weight control are just a phone call away. If you want to look good again, feel good again, and function good again, call Boca Raton Center for Age Management at 561-953-5490 or online at brc4am.com.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high quality. These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority.
Thanks, Fred.
954-597-7060.
If you really want to help become a Patreon supporter, there's a link in the description of the YouTube video.
That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
You're on the radio. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Rick in Tamarack.
Hey, Rick in Tamarack, a city about the size of Mayor Pete's city. Yeah, with a lot less crime.
Hey, do you still think Democrats are going to have a broker convention and Hillary's going to jump in?
I don't know about Hillary, but I don't think she could, in her condition, I don't know if she can jump too much, but yeah, I think they're going towards broker convention. It's a total train wreck, especially with Bloomberg. Train wreck.
Hey, watch out.
What was that? Did you hear that? He's yelling at someone. What the heck was that? Wow, a mystery. Conservative Doug. I don't know what happened there. Wow. I'm curious. Hey, Doug. Yeah.
Third time I've heard somebody all of a sudden have to hang up on your show.
I remember once this wasn't me. I wish it was. Oops, sorry about that. I just hit my mic. But many moons ago, Al Knight used to be with us at the old WFTL, and he was on at night. And he was talking to a lady caller on her cell phone in her car, and she got into a car accident while she was talking to him on the phone, on the air. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
I'm not going to watch this debate. I'm just sick of these people. You know, they just, as President Trump said, they're all nuts. And Bloomberg, it's going to be maybe interesting, but I got a feeling everybody's going to be, like you said, nice to Bloomberg because he's so rich and they want his money.
They want his money.
Have him come after them if for any other reason.
What really? I mean, what Mayor Pete's talking about is he wants Mayor Bloomberg to be a sugar daddy. Is what he wants. You know, he's keeping that door open. He wants a sugar daddy. You know, now this clip I played, Bernie Sanders is campaigning at a polling location, giving a speech, and he's walking voters to the polls. Does that sound legal to you?
I don't think that's legal. I mean, I know when I went to vote over here, the politicians were outside, a certain amount of feet away. I don't think you could be inside the building.
And when have you heard about have you ever heard of a presidential candidate walking voters to the polls to vote? Does that sound like voter intimidation?
Yes, somebody should find out if that's legal or not, because but Bernie will get away with it. Nobody's really listening to Bernie, I don't think. Just a couple of kids that don't know any better, like you said.
He's in first place.
Something.
He is in first place by far. Bernie Sanders is in first place by far, including Nevada. He is, it's Bernie number 1, Biden 2, and Bloomberg is in third place. Warren in fourth.
Well, according to the Democrats, but I don't think it's I look at it more like a Trump rally compared to a Democrat rally. I think there's a few people voting and showing up and polling. I don't think the country is really interested in any of them. But I'm hoping I'm right. They're not going to turn around and have all of them.
No, you're right. They have the biggest supporters of the Democrats is the media. Even the media, when Fox News is not as honest as I'd like either, but what the media always want in a race is a horse race. They want to without any competition, it's not interesting. So they always hype things up from a programming stance as a competition, because if it's a competition, people get interested in a competition. So they give a lot of false reporting out there to keep people interested in. That's why everything's breaking news all the time. Breaking news. Like when I was growing up, if you heard the breaking news sounder, that meant that a plane had crashed, a plane had been hijacked. I remember there was breaking news in 1981 when President Reagan was shot. The Marine barracks in Lebanon. Now breaking news is a pundit tweeted something, and they've really diluted what is breaking important news. These days, none of these Democrats are serious competitors. They are little leaguers, all of them.
Sure.
Except Mayor Mike.
They're going to vote for them, whoever gets the nomination, because the Democrats will vote for anybody as long as it's Democrat. But one of these Americans is going to wake up and realize that they're doing the wrong.
Well, here's the thing. I was talking about this earlier, Doug. They keep saying Bloomberg's buying his way in. They're all buying their way in. The only difference is Bloomberg's using his own money, not the donor money. And what the real battle tonight that no one's talking about is this. The donors have lost their dominance over the Republicans because Trump. And what they fear is that if Bloomberg were to get the nomination, the donors, who are the power behind all government officials at every level, the donors are afraid with Bloomberg winning the nomination, or even placing, but winning the nomination, they'll lose their power because, like Trump, he's independently wealthy and can fund his own campaign. And the donors that's what's really in play here with Bloomberg. They've lost the Republicans, and they're afraid they're going to lose the Democrats now. Look, the donors, I believe, Trump was impeached because of the donors, putting pressure on Nadler and all the rest to do it.
Yeah, how are they going to get that position if they're not going to be big donors and get a secretary position or something? They're all worried, without a doubt. The one other thing you said before that everybody is against Trump for letting these people go. What about when Obama let all the people out of Gitmo?
Oh yeah. Remember he let exactly Rod Blagojevich. They're upset about Rod Blagojevich, and remember Obama let out those 5 top Al Qaeda guys, and they went back and got in the circulation. They took over Al Qaeda again. They got their old jobs back. He let out their generals. Yeah, exactly. Or what about that? Remember that hijacker from the Pan Am flight that he let out? He was dying. Is the guy still alive? He lived a long time after he was. I don't remember the media being upset at that. But Rod Blagojevich, oh boy, how dare you?
selective outrage.
Yeah, I know. But Obama ran on the idea that he was going to let all the terrorists out of Gitmo.
Yes, I know.
So there you go.
And everybody seems to say, oh, all right, because the media, like you said, is partisan, and this is what we're up against.
Trump can do nothing right, but as I said, what Trump did yesterday is he's setting the stage to pardon Roger Stone. Roger Stone's sentencing is tomorrow. And even Judge Napolitano, who's a real piece of work, Judge Napolitano says that verdict should be overturned. He should get a new trial. He should be pardoned. There should not be a new trial. And President Trump did all these pardons yesterday, commuted the sentence of Governor Blagojevich, and it's just preparing people for the pardon of Roger Stone. And he might throw Flynn in the same thing. But
annoys me, even on Fox, they're saying, his sentence should be less. His sentence should be 0. He didn't do anything wrong. This is a rigged jury.
No doubt.
How can you get a good vote if you have people that are against you?
No doubt. All right, Conservative Doug, thanks for the call. We got to run for a break. Oh, man, my name's Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. We'll take our break and be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
People are suffering with depression, anxiety, addiction, trauma, loneliness, low self-esteem, and problems with intimacy. Day and night, they struggle to make it through. If you're feeling overwhelmed, confused, frustrated, lost, and fear never being able to find satisfaction in your intimate relationships, it's time to be proactive. Call me. Let's talk.
Subscribe if you're not subscribed, guys.
A licensed psychologist. You can reach
subscribe if you're not subscribed.
777-2021. That's 561-777-2021. Or you can find my number at stevekaneshow.com.
95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
Attention homeowners, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. I'm here to cut your electric bill and save you a lot of money. Perhaps even eliminate your electric bill altogether. We do this by making your entire home energy efficient, by upgrading some or all of the following: roofs, doors, windows, insulating your attic, AC systems and ducts, hot water heaters, and even adding solar. Energy efficient improvements that actually pay for themselves over a short period of time. Our program is designed to make the savings on your electric bill pay for all or part of your low monthly payments. The PACE program is government sponsored and gives you up to 30 years to pay. Requires no credit check, no money down, no income verification, and no payments for up to 18 months. You only need to be current on your mortgage and taxes for the last 3 years to qualify. Energy savings and hurricane
welcome to the new
solutions
subscribers.
Call 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500 to start saving money now.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid planning seminar. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run
Hey
out
Neil,
of life.
everyone subscribe to UK Neil. He does great videos out of the UK about everything going on in the UK.
February 26th at 10 a.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 1-855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right. Welcome back. 32 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show. An incredible deal right now going on. This is an incredible deal, and they have told me this is a limited time deal, that this deal is very limited and will end without notice. At mypillow.com, when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, you can get a MyPillow for just $39.99. Go to mypillow.com just $39.99. And right now I clicked it on again. There's a way to save another $10. So you can actually, when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, you can get a MyPillow right now at mypillow.com for $29.99. Okay, it says $39.99 when you click it on, but you'll see the way to save the other $10. And I have the Firm. You can get the regular, the Firm. I like the Firm. I've had my MyPillow now for over a year, and it is just like the day that I used it that first night when I opened it up out of its packaging. They last. That's why they come with a 10-year no flat warranty, the MyPillow. You can wash. I wash mine every week because we got cats and stuff, and and they like to lay on the MyPillow sometimes when I'm not in bed. So I wash my MyPillow every week, and you can too. You can wash it every day if you want. Spectacular. So right now, go to mypillow.com. Use the promo code KANE at checkout. Special offer for a limited time. Get a MyPillow for just $39.99. But again, if you go to mypillow.com right now, there's a way to save another $10. You can get a MyPillow for just $29.99. But you've got to use the promo code KANE at checkout. KANE. You can also order by phone. Use the promo code KANE. Spell it out, KANE, when you order by phone. 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. And this deal will end without notice. They told me this. Okay. So, oh man. This just blew my mind. The mayor of Los Angeles and the police chief of the LAPD gave a message. The only thing that shocks me really about this one is that it's in English. It's not in Spanish. But they gave a message to all the illegals living within the city limits of the city of Los Angeles. Again, this is Garcetti. Who's Gil Garcetti? Is he Gil Garcetti's son from the O.J. Simpson trial? I think he is. Mayor Garcetti of Los Angeles is who you hear from first. And then the second person you hear from is the police chief of the LAPD, talking to illegals within their city. Listen to this.
No matter their immigration status, I want every Angelino to know their rights and how to exercise them. Remember, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to open your door to an ICE agent that doesn't have a warrant signed by a judge.
Now, this is crazy. So the only thing that's really shocking is in English, because how are these illegals supposed to understand what he's saying? But what he's doing here is telling illegals how to evade federal law enforcement. When federal agents come to your door, you don't have to talk and you don't have to open your door if they don't have a warrant. Wow. Yeah. He goes on, listen. Then you'll hear from the chief.
Remember, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to open your door to an ICE agent that doesn't have a warrant signed by a judge. You have the right to speak to a lawyer before signing any documents or speaking to law enforcement. And if you need help finding an attorney, you can call 311 and learn more about our Justice Fund and other resources that offer legal support.
Wow, so this is the mayor of Los Angeles. So if you don't open the door for ICE agents, you don't have to talk to them. But if you get jammed up as the mayor of Los Angeles, just call 311. We got a special number. People will help you. Get all the legal resources you need for free, 311. Or trace uno. Dial trace uno.
And whenever possible, keep a record of everything that happens. Take note of an officer's name and badge number.
This is crazy. Write down an officer's badge number and name?
So you can use that information in your own defense. And most importantly, I want you to know you do not need to be afraid. Your city is on your side. And rest assured, here in Los Angeles, we are not coordinating with ICE.
Okay, that's the mayor of Los Angeles. We are not coordinating with ICE. If you get jammed up, Los Angeles, we have a special number. You'll find all the legal help you need. Have you ever? Okay, so if you think that's bad, the next voice you're going to hear is the police chief of the LAPD. Boy, I wish Jack Webb was alive to respond to this. Could you imagine? That's right, Jack Webb. Jack Webb was turning over in his grave. This is the great LAPD. Okay, so now here comes the police chief of the LAPD talking to Los Angelinos.
No matter their immigration status.
Oh, I rewound it by accident. Let me fast forward. Here we go.
And whenever possible, keep a record of everything that happened. Take note of an officer's name and badge number, of when and where you're being questioned, so you can use that information in your own defense. And most importantly, I want you to know you do not need to be afraid. Your city is on your side. And rest assured, here in Los Angeles, we are not coordinating with ICE.
Okay, now we're going to hear from the LAPD police chief.
Our police force does not do the job of federal law enforcement.
So this is interesting. They don't enforce federal law. What if there's a bank robbery, chief? That, you know, is that, what if there's a kidnapping? There's all kinds of federal laws. Are you not enforcing federal laws or just this one? Police chief, LAPD.
Mayor just said, the Los Angeles Police Department is not assisting ICE in any way. We will not enforce immigration laws that are civil in nature and that fall under the jurisdiction of the federal government. Immigration is a federal matter. Safety is a police matter. And we're not going to mix those two.
Yeah, tell that to the woman whose grandmother was killed by the illegal. That seems like a safety issue to me. What about that Kate Steinle that was murdered in San Francisco? That sounds like a safety issue to me.
Focused on what's best for the security and safety of all Angelinos, and consistent with our commitment to constitutional policing and deepening our community partnerships. Simply put, we're here to protect and serve all the people of Los Angeles, regardless of their immigration status.
In Los Angeles, we draw strength from the diverse, dynamic communities that we call our city home. And we support immigrant families because they're our friends, neighbors, colleagues, confidants, our fellow taxpayers, local business owners, and co-workers. For us, this isn't partisan politics. It's about being a good neighbor. It's about who we are as Angelinos and who we should always be as Americans. And we will never let fear and intimidation win the day. We are in this together. And we believe that Los Angeles and the United States are places where every family should remain together, where everyone should feel safe, and where everybody belongs.
Well, you know, Rod Blagojevich, for the last, 7 or 8 years, has been separated from his kids and his family. That's what happens when you do crime and you go to jail. It's only these criminals. You know, listen, when did Los Angelino become a thing? Have those in Los Angeles always called themselves Los Angelinos, or is that kind of recent? I don't remember hearing that until recently. Los Angelino. You know, a few things about this, though. Politicians do everything they do for one reason and one reason only. Why is that? Is it because they care? They have a belief system? And again, I'm not talking about President Trump when I talk about this because he's different. He's not he's a politician technically, but, you know, he's not a career politician. You know, politicians do everything they do for one reason and one reason only: votes. So what Mayor Garcetti is telling us is that he is in office because of the votes of illegal Los Angelinos. And what Mayor Garcetti is really saying, don't worry, you are my constituents. You will not be deported so long as you vote for me and vote for Democrats. Vote for me. When I'm out, vote for whatever Democrat I endorse, and you'll be okay. Su casa, mi casa, or whatever, whatever it is. I don't know. I didn't do very well in Spanish in school. I barely got through it. But, yeah. But, and the police chief, he's a political hire, so he's got to do what it is he's got to do. But, this is why the Democrats are losing. Because the Democrats, look, who are the Democrats advocating for everywhere, right? They're advocating for foreign nationals who don't even have a right to be in this country. They're illegally. And for freeloaders. And, back in the day when Ronald Reagan and all that, and people would talk about welfare queens, at least a welfare queen was at home taking care of children, right? They had kids. Welfare moms. You talk about welfare moms, welfare mothers. They had kids. They're on the welfare to take care of the kids, and the welfare was to help them support the children. How has the debate moved? Now, I mean, I want you to think about this. When Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are talking to groups of young people about canceling student loan debt so they can move on with their life, who are they talking? They're not talking to out-of-work mothers who perhaps should not have had children because they couldn't afford them, the welfare queens. Remember that? It was a whole discussion. With the Democrats now, who they're talking to, one, they're talking to illegal aliens that have no right to be in this country, that are criminals just by the fact that they're here. And then they're talking to young people. And what are young people fighting for? They're not fighting to keep welfare benefits coming so that they can take care of children at home. What the young people are asking for from Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren is to not interrupt their Twitch stream. They sit at home all day and they're on Twitch. And if you don't know what Twitch is kind of like YouTube, but it's for gamers. And it's for gamers who sit at home all day and they live stream the video games they're playing at home on their computer with viewers like on YouTube. It's the video game edition of YouTube. Like I'm live streaming on YouTube right now, they live stream video games. So what they're advocating for are illegals that are in this country illegally and are criminals, and for millions of young people who want to stay home and spend their days as gamers. Bums, no kids. They don't leave their home to get pregnant or to impregnate anyone. How can you get pregnant if you're just in front of your video game all day? And that's who they're advocating for. And that's why they're losing. Because most people in this country they work hard, and they respect it. They don't respect people that just want to be gamers all day or are here illegally. And you see with Mayor Garcetti here, where they've set up this 311 system where they have an entire legal defense organization ready for illegals, not citizens, but illegals in Los Angeles. And people see that and they get pissed off because they work hard, they pay their taxes, they do everything right. And all they see the Democrats doing is advocating for people that don't have a right to be here or just a bunch of loafers who don't want to work. The only reason these young people aren't homeless is because they live with mommy and daddy still. That's why Trump always says, go home to mommy. Trump knows exactly what's going on here. All right, let's take our last break of the second hour. It's 45 minutes after 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this.
We want to proudly welcome a new sponsor to the Steve Kane Show, and it's
Be right
Ace
back,
Hardware.
guys.
Not just any Ace Hardware, but two special Ace Hardware stores in our area. The first is Ace Hardware, located at 365 South Federal Highway in Deerfield Beach, just a quarter-mile south of Hillsborough Boulevard on the west side of Federal Highway. And Beach Ace Hardware at 232 Commercial Boulevard, Lauderdale by the Sea, half a block west of A1A. If you own a house or condo, you would do yourself a favor to visit one or both of these special stores. There is such a different shopping in these stores compared to the depot type stores. Service and product selection is what it's all about, and they have a great selection in all their departments that will save you from running around from store to store. And you can get help from their employees who have the knowledge to always put you on the right track to get any project done, large or small. They have happy customers because of the way they treat their customers, and you will become a happy customer too. The list of what they sell is almost endless, but includes plumbing, electrical, sprinkler parts, fasteners of every kind, garden tools, including the largest selection of steel garden equipment. Plus, they are an authorized steel repair center. Let's not forget Benjamin Moore custom blended paints, major brand power tools, including Craftsman, Weber barbecue grills, plus other top-notch brands that are delivered to your home with free assembly. They have the largest selection of key blanks, many down to the color you choose. Even the key fob remote for your doors are sold at these stores, priced lower than the car dealer. Screens are custom made. Glass is cut to size. I could go on, but you get the idea. They will make your life easier and save you time
Oh, would
and
you hear
money
this story?
by recommending the right products for your job. Again, the two Ace Hardware locations are Ace Hardware at 365 South Federal Highway, Deerfield Beach, just a quarter-mile south of Hillsborough Boulevard on the west side of Federal Highway, and Beach Ace Hardware at 232 Commercial Boulevard, Lauderdale by the Sea, half a block west of A1A. Or call with any questions, 954-531-6265, 954-531-6265, and make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
If you suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health consequences, including amputation. At the sole authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own therapeutic shoes and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to 1 pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts.
This
Call
next
the
story,
sole
wait till you hear
authority
this.
today, 954-597-7060.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right. Yes. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show. I was reading this story this morning, and Glenn Beck's The Blaze. I still go to The Blaze on occasion. I go to his website more than I go to his radio show, I'll tell you that. And I find Glenn Beck's radio show to be terminal, but every once in a while I'll catch a story that I didn't hear on The Blaze, although it's rare. It gets rarer all the time. It used to be a good place. But anyway, listen to this story. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. You know, Iowa's a crazy place. It's a crazy place. And the Democrats put so much at Iowa. And it's a crazy place because I think with all the farms there, there's a lot of strange people working on a lot of these farms. But listen, not the farmers. I'm not insulting farmers. I'm not Bloomberg. Although a lot of farmers are welfare queens. You know, they all want farm subsidies for ethanol and other things. They want the government to pay them to grow things that aren't profitable or pay them not to grow. And they want ethanol money. Ethanol's not viable, but they want the money. So there's a lot of farmers in Iowa with their hand out. That's why Democrats put so much weight into Iowa, but these farmers. But this isn't a farmer. This story is not about a farmer. Now, one thing that Democrats tell us is that we as white people are born racist. And many of us, we're racist, and we know it, and many of us are racist, and we don't know it, they tell us. All white people are racist. Some know it, and some don't. They call it subliminal racism. But, yeah, I know. Don't you love how they tell us we're racist, and all they do is racially stereotype all white people as racist. Well, in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, an African-American gentleman by the name of Robert Lee Noe, N-O-Y-E, Noe, well, his name's Robert Lee, no E. He's an African-American gentleman, and he encountered a Caucasian woman. Apparently, she didn't believe she's a racist, and he wanted to prove to her that she is indeed a racist. So listen to what he did. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The local Cedar Rapids, Iowa newspaper, The Gazette, first reported that Robert Lee Noe, N-O-Y-E, age 52, allegedly, held a female victim captive, insisting that she sit with him to watch the television show based on a 1976 book by author Alex Haley, Roots. In order that, according to a criminal complaint, the woman could better understand her racism. I'm going to read the rest of this story. That's crazy. So he's African-American. She's Caucasian. All Caucasians are racist. She did not believe she was racist. So Robert kidnapped her and made her watch the miniseries Roots. I wonder how many episodes she sat through. When the woman attempted to move, the complaint says, he threatened her, telling the victim to remain seated and watch Roots with him, or he would kill her and spread her body parts across Interstate 380 on the way to Chicago from Iowa. Oh, my goodness. It could have been worse. He could have made her watch Roots 2, The New Generation, which was not as good as the original series with LeVar Burton. He is an African-American gentleman, according to the Daily Mail. The woman he allegedly forced to watch Roots is Caucasian. Shocker. Police told the Daily Mail that the two have been in an on-again, off-again relationship for several years. So she's having sex with him on and off for years. How can she be a racist? Although, Was it Roots or North and South? Was there a storyline in Roots about a woman who liked to have sex with her slaves? There was a storyline in Roots. Was it Robert Carradine or Keith? Which Carradine was Kung Fu? Is that Keith Carradine or Robert Carradine? One's Revenge of the Nerds, the other one is Kung Fu. The Carradine that was Kung Fu liked to have sex with his slaves, and also the Rifleman had sex with his slaves. But did they have a storyline about a woman who liked to have sex with black men? Was that Roots? I don't remember. But anyway, if his girlfriend is David Carradine, okay, David Carradine was Kung Fu. If his Caucasian girlfriend is a racist, why was she having sex with him on and off for several years? Isn't that proof that she is into black guys? Maybe when they were off, she was with white. I don't know. So we made her watch Roots so she could understand her racism. Yeah, that's going to keep her in touch with her racism. Watching Ed Asner and Mr. Brady with their slaves. Roots first aired on television in 1977 and starred LeVar Burton as Kunta Kinte, a Gambian warrior who was kidnapped and sold into slavery. Yes, kidnapped by another African tribe. He was on his way to find a log to make a drum for his brother, remember? The show was based on Alex Haley's book, Roots, the Saga of an American Family, which chronicles several generations of the author's family. And then it was kind of left up to speculation as to whether or not Alex Haley's family were the ones depicted in Roots, but you know. The New York Post reported that the original acclaimed miniseries received 37 Emmy nominations. Roots was remade, starring actor Malachi Kirby as Kunta Kinte, and aired on the History Channel in 2016. I missed that one. I didn't see that one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I saw this story. Here's the headline: Man arrested for forcing woman to watch Roots to understand her racism. That was the headline. That was a grabbing headline, because when I saw that headline, I definitely read that story. Where's that in the national news? Could you imagine if a white man kidnapped a black woman and made her watch a movie to understand something about her? What would be the white equivalent to Roots? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. But regardless, these are the kind of stories that don't make it into the national news. That's an interesting story. You know, these stories don't make the national news because why is this story not in the national news? Because victim white, perp black. They don't want a story like that out there. You know, like right now, Bernie Sanders is even being asked in interviews about the way that his people are acting. Remember this, Project Veritas did a series on some of the Bernie people, and there's been some violent activity of Bernie Sanders by Bernie people. And Bernie was even asked about this yesterday. And he says, look, we got 2.5 million people. I can't control them. And all this discussion about the violence in the Bernie campaign, I haven't heard any of them mention the Bernie Sanders supporter shot Steve Scalise. The guy was a Bernie Sanders supporter. He worked on Bernie Sanders' campaign in 2016. He shot Steve Scalise, tried to kill all the Republicans at the baseball practice. They never bring that up. You know, there comes a time, Bernie, when there's something about your campaign, both of them for president, that has a lot of violent people in it. And while he says he can't control them, there's something about him that attracts people that are prone to violence. And even as much as the media are trying to undermine Bernie Sanders talking a little bit about some of this campaign, they never talk about the Bernie Sanders worker that shot Steve Scalise, do they? No. And a similar thing with this story. It doesn't fit the narrative. And because it doesn't fit the narrative, they don't want the story out there. You know, this story, the reason that this story grabbed my attention is it's bizarre. And the headline is it's bizarre and interesting. You got to read the headline to find out what happened. I wonder if he had Roots on Blu-ray, or did he watch it on a streaming service? Which streaming service has Roots? They don't mention in the story. This guy seems very much into Roots. I watch Roots. I remember when it was on TV back in '77. I was a little kid. And then I actually watched Roots again a few years ago, and it's not that bad. It's It stars all the stars of the 70s. Ed Asner is the slave ship captain. Mr. Brady is a slave owner. And who buys Kunta Kinte? Oh, shoot. What is his name? Lorne Greene. Lorne Greene buys Kunta Kinte. Remember Lorne Greene from Bonanza and Battlestar Galactica? So, there's a lot of nostalgia there. But, yeah, I don't know. It's, when you look at where the violence comes from in politics, when you see where the real racism comes from, it always comes from the left. Always comes from the left. At least in America today that we're experiencing. It always comes from the left. You don't see the violence or the racism from the right, but they call us the racist and they call us the violent ones when it's all coming from them. All right, we're coming up on the top of the hour, 8 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours down, 1 to go. The show has flown by. If you'd like to call in, please do. Our phones are open at 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. I'd like to hear LeVar Burton comment on this. He's always around commenting on this or that these days. LeVar Burton, Kunta Kinte himself. I'd love to hear his thoughts on this. He probably would agree that while this was a horrific crime, he would probably agree that everyone should watch Roots, though, right? All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be back for the third and final hour after this.
95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
Does your life insurance policy only pay someone if you die? The new life insurance policies allow you to access your benefits even while you are still alive. Due to changes in the insurance industry, all life insurance carriers in 2020 have adjusted their premiums to your advantage. Life insurance rates have been lowered due to the updated mortality tables. People are living longer in America, and that means life insurance premiums are lower. Call Debbie and Dan at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080 to learn more and for a free review of your existing life insurance policy. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Attention homeowners, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. I'm here to cut your electric bill and save you a lot of money. Perhaps even eliminate your electric bill altogether. We do this by making your entire home energy efficient, by upgrading some or all of the following: roofs, doors, windows, insulating your attic, AC systems and ducts, hot water heaters, and even adding solar. Energy efficient improvements that actually pay for themselves over a short period of time. Our program is designed to make the savings on your electric bill pay for all or part of your low monthly payments. The PACE program is government sponsored.
That's right. Jordy LaForge.
Requires no credit check, no money down, no income verification, and no payments for up to 18 months. You only need to be current on your mortgage and taxes for the last 3 years to qualify. Energy savings and hurricane solutions made easy. Call 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500 to start saving money now.
This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free living trust seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance.
But that's what they wanted. I did it to make them happy.
Spouses, lawsuit, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS.
I said I'm going to do another version.
It's Wednesday, February 26th, from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in to attend this.
I wanted to make them happy.
55 FLA Estate, 855-352-3782.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for...
All right, we are back. Steve joining us. Okay. Oh, I got to say this. This is very, very important. Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. The air conditioning, when you look at your household expenses in Florida, your household bills, I'm not talking about like all the bills you have. I'm talking about the bills that involve your home itself. Utility bills. When we get into the summer months, air conditioning, electric bill is one of the highest bills in the entire house, right? Isn't it, for most people? And that's because we need air conditioning all day and all night in Florida. It gets very hot, especially as we get into the summer. We run our air conditioner pretty much every day of the year, okay? There's hardly a day we don't run the air conditioner. And Scott from Cut My Kilowatts is in the business of saving you money by doing some things to your home that stop your air conditioner from running so often. And it's Cut My Kilowatts, cut the amount of kilowatts you use, the name of his company. And one of the primary things he does is he does work in the attic to keep the attic cooler. And this is so important. This is very cost effective, especially this time of year before we get into the summer, because when you get into the summer, it's hard for the workers to get into the attics and work because it's so hot. And also, the manufacturers of materials jack up the prices during the summer because they sell nationwide. You know what I mean? Right now, it's snowing in parts of the country. And the attic is so hot, you don't realize in Florida, it gets over 130 degrees. I've gone up in my attic. I use my attic for storage. And on occasion, I'll have to go up in the attic to pull something out. And I've gone up over the summertime. And I had one experience. I was in my attic, literally 60 seconds. I came out of the attic, and I was soaking wet with sweat. I mean, literally, my shirt looked like I had taken a shower in it. It's over 130 degrees in the attic. And what Scott does is cool off your attic. He'll tell you how he's going to do this. It's very cost effective. There's ways to pay for it and everything else. It's very cheap to do. The air conditioning ducts in your home are in your attic. That is 130 plus degrees. Okay? Even during months like this, it's well over 100. So what happens, that heat in the attic heats up the air conditioning ducts. And that cool air that your air conditioner produces goes into those ducts that are in your attic and gets hot. So the air conditioner has to work harder, longer, and cost you electric use to keep the air cool in those ducts. So what Scott from Cut My Kilowatts does is he's got some things to cool off the attic so the AC ducts aren't so hot. That stops your air conditioner from working so hard and long, okay? So give him a call. He'll explain it to you in more detail, but I've known Scott. Steve and I have known Scott for over 10 years, and I know what he does. So that's how I can tell you. Give him a call at Cut My Kilowatts. This number is his cell phone number, 954-939-1500. This is his cell phone. It rings directly to his cell phone. If he doesn't answer, it's because he's on the phone with someone. He'll call you right back. You can also text him. 954-939-1500. Listen at stevecaneshow.com. 954-939-1500. Call Scott at Cut My Kilowatts. All right, Steve's here. You got a different haircut. You got in the back, it's a little, you got a haircut this week.
Yeah, I get a haircut every week.
Every week?
Yeah. No, it's not so much because of my hair, it's because of my beard.
Oh, you get a beard trim.
Yes.
Well, you got...
And I worked out a special deal to include everything.
Oh, okay. But you've got a new hairstyle. I know you've got your Trump hat on from Wings Plus, but it's not the top, it's the back. You've got kind of a puffy thing going on in the back, almost mullet-like in the back.
That's not supposed to...
A little puffy at the bottom back. The bottom lower part looks like a I don't know, maybe mullets are back. I don't know. I just noticed when you came in. Well, I can't see the back of your head. Oh, no. That's very puffy back there. People can see on the YouTube live stream. Steve's growing a mullet. Well, mullets were big back in the 80s and 90s most. I think they're still in Canada.
It's not supposed to be mullet. It's the way they had money. It's the way the hat
Okay.
does my
Okay.
hair.
All right. So anyway.
Now
So,
you made me all self-conscious here.
Billy Ray Cyrus had a hit song, I Want My Mullet Back. He was very upset that mullets went out. Billy Ray Cyrus. So, mullets can be in. Mullets can be in.
Tonight is not to distract you with meaningful dialogue at this
Yes.
hour of the morning, but tonight is a big night because I think it's going to be a big night. I mean, is there any question that these people are going to descend on him and tear?
Oh yeah, it is up for a question. They're not all going to do that. Mayor Pete wants Bloomberg to be his sugar daddy. He wants Bloomberg's money. He said it.
Well, they all want the money. I mean, but that shouldn't be a problem because I think when Bloomberg gets thrown out of this, I think he's going to still want to have the spotlight on him, and I think he'll use the money to get that.
No, I don't think. I was I was watching CNN mostly because CNN they're such losers over there and they're just freaking out over Bloomberg. And their expert analysis is that they're all going to go after Bloomberg. Bloomberg's rusty. He hasn't debated in a long time. All that's wrong. First off, all the political pundits have been wrong since Trump came down the escalator 5 years ago. There's a lot of things. One, I don't think any of them have had a debate in years because these debates have not been debates. They've just been one-line talking points. So none of them have debated. Two, Bloomberg Some of them will go after him, but most will not because they want his unlimited wealth. Because he said that if he loses, he will back the nominee. So they all got in the back of their mind that the billions of dollars that he has can come their way. So they're not going to go hard on him. And Bloomberg he's got a quality like Trump that's very positive.
Go ahead.
He never apologizes. He never reverses his position, and he just goes on. And Democrat.
What is the difference? If you say that's a similarity between the two of them,
Trump never apologized. Well, Democrat. Oh well, their policies are completely polar opposite.
Forgetting policies. Forget policies.
Well, what do you think the difference? Are you talking about that he doesn't have a personality and thing? I don't agree with that.
He's got a personality.
He's got a great sense. Bloomberg has a great personality and a sense of humor.
He's got a great personality. I think
he's got a sense of humor.
You think Bloomberg has a sense of humor?
Haven't you seen any of these Broadway appearances he's made? He was at Mary Poppins and things on Broadway. Yeah, he's very funny. And I played a clip earlier that was, while true, was a funny. Let me play this clip. And you might have missed this one on your way in, but Bloomberg, see, when I say that he has a quality of Trump that he never backs down or apologizes, Democrats only win when they go after someone, the person they go after grovels. Oh, I'm so sorry. And Trump never does that. Bloomberg never does that. And he does have a sense of humor. This clip, while what Bloomberg says is funny, it's also true. Because as I say, for something to really be funny, there has to be truth to it. And his main objective right now is Bernie Sanders. And he's going after democratic socialism. And he was commenting on democratic socialism and why so many young people support it. And there's been endless intellectual discussions over the past few years. Why do young people support democratic socialism? There's two schools of thought. One is they just want free stuff and want their student loans paid off. And the other one is they don't understand what socialism is. Bloomberg gave an...
Or all of the above.
It's too much intellectual gobbledygook. They're just a bunch of, they don't know. Bloomberg was asked about this. Why are young people supporting democratic socialism? And what that means is, why are they supporting Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren? And he gave an answer that is funny. It's true. It sounds absurd, but he's right. Why do young people support democratic socialism? Here's Bloomberg talking about it this week, and I thought he was right on the money.
Democratic socialism. And the young people, I don't mean to knock young people, I wish I was one again, but young people listen to Donald Trump, to Bernie Sanders, and they say, yeah, democratic, that's good. Socialism. Yeah, that's that social media stuff. Because
and now he's going to go into an explanation. And
have we reached the funny part?
Oh, that's funny. So
yeah, democratic, that's good. Socialism. Yeah, that's that social media stuff. Because our kids no longer learn civics in school. They no longer study Western history. They no longer read Western literature. We are trying to change and dumb down the system. And if you don't know what happened in the past, you're going to have to relive it.
Okay, so Bloomberg's going to be the one on the attack. I thought that was funny. He got some laughs, and it was accurate, and then he gave an explanation to back up his humorous response to Bernie.
I found nothing funny about his response.
Well, you're crotchety in mood this morning. Because I was making fun of your hair.
No.
Steve Kane show.
You're changing the subject. I'm telling you, you're way off base on Bloomberg. He's unpleasant.
Hold on.
He's cantankerous. He is not funny.
Oh, I thought that was very funny. It's a dry sense of humor, like Dick Cavett.
Well, okay.
Okay.
I'll go for that, because Dick Cavett was another one of the
He thought he was
funniest people I've ever.
I know. I just threw Dick Cavett because I know you hate Dick Cavett. Dick Cavett was a monster. I know, but yeah. So
anyway,
yeah.
and so is Bloomberg, and I think you're going to be surprised.
I'm so excited about this debate.
But what are we going to do?
Oh, he's going to go. He's going to be the one going after them. They don't understand what they're getting into with Bloomberg. They don't understand. He's not electable nationally. I'm not concerned about that. I'm enjoying. They want to take some calls. Let's take some calls. You're on the radio. Good morning.
We need somebody to arbitrate between us.
Brian?
Yes.
Yeah. All he's done is apologize for stop and frisk. That's what he's been doing.
Well, that's the exception to the rule. That's the exception to the rule. Yeah. Listen, no, he's not going to. Listen. When he's on that debate stage tonight, if they bring up stop and frisk, he's going to point out about all the crime it cleaned up in the city.
He's not going to do that.
Democrats don't want to solve problems; they just want to make everyone feel good.
But don't you understand the biggest problem the Democrats are facing right now is Bloomberg. He's got the Democrats fighting amongst. Let me play this clip. This is Mayor Pete. And this is yesterday, at a town hall yesterday, CNN, and he was asked about Bloomberg's money.
He would not commit to accepting money from Michael Bloomberg if Michael Bloomberg is not the Democratic nominee, right? He's pledged to help whoever is. Would you take his money and his support if you are the nominee?
Sure.
Yeah, there you go. And there, by the way, there's Mayor Pete's real voice. Sure, the Mickey Mouse voice. Mickey Mouse. Sure, yeah, I'll take his money. Not that deep voice is the fake voice. But no. So here you've got Pete, who wants Bloomberg to be his campaign donor sugar daddy. You've got Klobuchar going after them. And Buttigieg is in a position where he goes on a long explanation here. He's kind of like a wingman for Bloomberg. There's infighting among Democrats for the first time, which is great.
That's the first thing you've said that makes sense.
And that's good for us.
Of course that's good. And it's going to continue, and it's going to get worse. The only place where I disagree with you, and it's a big difference, whereas Trump has a sense of humor and is likable. Now, I know that half the country hates Trump. I understand that. At least that's what they're telling us the polls say. But the other half love him. There is nothing to love about Mike Bloomberg. Exactly. There's no charm. There's no wit. There's no. And if you think that's a dry sense of humor.
Caller.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
We've sat through, in the course of this campaign, we've sat through hours and hours and hours and hours of speeches by Trump, and we can't wait for the next one to tune in to listen. You think people are going to be the same way when
No one's Trump. You can't take. No one's Trump.
No, but that's who he's up against. That's who people are comparing.
I understand.
So you can't make like he's competitive when he's.
Oh, he's great. Caller. You don't think that democratic socialism, social media explanation was funny at all? I was asking the caller, Steve.
Nothing funny.
I think it's probably pretty accurate, actually.
It's accurate, and there's a little humor to it. Yeah. Correct.
Hey, I have a quick question. With the changes in the radio stations, what station are you on overnight?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. AM 740 is no longer on the air. Okay, so just let me give an explanation. I'll tell you where we're at in a second. But AM 740's transmitter was located in Parkland, and the city of Parkland wanted to build a park there, and they paid Donald Trump kind of money for the transmitter site to build a park in Parkland. So AM 740 is no longer on the air. So what the station did was actually, we're on the air more now than we were before. We're on 4 radio stations, but we're on the air more hours a month now actually than before, because we're on all 4 radio stations from midnight till 9 a.m. weekday mornings and midnight till 6 on the weekends, and we're live and overnights on AM 1470, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and 95.3 FM, as well as the iHeartRadio app and the TuneIn app and elsewhere. But so that's how you can listen to us overnights. All right. All right. Take care. Yeah. Oh man. No, I don't know why you're not excited about Bloomberg. He's destroying the Democrats right now.
I think that's true, and I think it's great, but the analysis is still the analysis. The reason, first of all, he represents no threat.
How do you get elected 3 times if he's got no political personality?
Because the people involved in voting for him were from New York. That's what.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, he had something about him that was electable 3 times.
He had 2 people in New York, and that's why he was held office in New York and nowhere else.
No, I'm not saying that. Well, being mayor of New York City is bigger than being the governor of Arkansas.
We're talking about what it takes to get elected.
I'm not saying he's electable. What he's done is he's changed the narrative with the Democrats. He has them infighting. They're fighting him, not Trump. And it's total chaos. I think it's great. I mean, he's not electable.
No, I agree with that. I mean, I
He's
agree
not
that- I agree
electable.
that he's the kiss of death with the Democratic
Yes.
Party, that's for sure.
He's not
It's
electable.
still not fun to listen to.
Donald Trump, you know, just because Donald Trump is a New Yorker doesn't mean New Yorkers are likable. He's not a typical New Yorker. Bloomberg is the stereotype of the New Yorker.
He's not.
You know, like the ugly American.
Let's run this back a little bit and let me try another approach. He is not a good candidate.
He's not a good man. If you hear what people say about him.
I agree with that, and it comes through, and it comes across as cantankerous.
Well, that's great. He's number 3.
It's all good.
He's number 3 in their polling right now. That's all great.
We're talking about different things.
Yeah, I'm excited about Bloomberg because he's screwing the Democrats up so much. I'm so excited.
Well, I'm excited about the race. I mean, but Bloomberg, I don't know.
Before Bloomberg, they're all agreeing with one another pretty much in these debates and on the campaign trail.
There's no question he has brought a new spark to the race.
And when he's done with Bernie, Bernie is the one who doesn't do well in debate. If Bernie feels attacked,
Bernie's going to go after him tonight.
Oh.
You don't think Bernie's going to go after him tonight?
big mistake for him because if you've watched
You didn't answer my question. Though. Do you think
Bernie,
Bernie's
yes,
gonna go after
yes,
him? Yes.
okay, yeah, but Bernie Sanders, he loses his temper real quick when he's crossed and challenged. Okay, he's good on the attack. Okay, he's good when he can intimidate, like he did Martha McCallum and Brett Baer. But Bloomberg, he's not going to be able to intimidate. And when Bloomberg starts going after Bernie is going to lose his cool. He's going to lose his cool. And when you lose your cool in a situation like that, you always look bad. And when he's done with Bernie, not tonight, this will be the next debate. When he's done with Bernie, he's going to talk about Biden's corruption.
When you say not tonight, what do you
His
anticipate tonight from, this is the question.
Yeah.
What do you anticipate tonight from Bernie?
He's going to go on the attack and be destroyed by Bloomberg.
Bloomberg's going to destroy him?
Yeah. Absolutely.
With what?
What do you think's going to happen tonight?
Oh, I think it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
I think
And Bloomberg's going to be the
they're all
winner.
gonna go after him.
Bloomberg's going to be the winner.
No, I don't see that. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
see that at all.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be the winner.
I think he is too unpleasant to ever come across as a winner.
They're all unpleasant people. They're Democrats. But Bloomberg will be the winner. Now, the media won't declare him the winner. But I think in our eyes he'll be the winner. He is much better than they give him credit for. They just like Trump. And the analysis you got it, Steve. All the analysis you're getting are from people who have been wrong for 5 years on television.
I don't get my analysis from other people. I get my analysis from my own brain. Now
I
you're
understand.
insulting.
Well, I started with the mullet. Now I'm moving on to that. But no, the analysis on TV is what you're saying.
One that's in a bad mood.
I'm in a good. No, the analysis you're giving is what I'm hearing a lot of pundits talk about on television, and the pundits have been wrong for 5 years. They've not been right once. And the analysis they're giving of Bloomberg is pretty much the same as Trump. Well, he's rusty. He's never debated. He hasn't been in a debate.
There couldn't be two candidates further apart in terms of what they bring to the table as Trump.
They have a lot of similar qualities. Bloomberg.
Give me a couple.
Well, Bloomberg is a great financial success, and when you are a financial success like that, like Trump.
Financial success too.
Well, let me finish the sentence, then disagree. It'll sound like meaningful. No. You don't become that successful in business without being able to be persuasive. I mean, and that's a quality they both have. And when Bloomberg starts getting into the debate and they go after him and he fires back, he's going to persuade a lot of Democrat voters to support him. There's going to be a huge division. This time next week, there's going to be a division like we have not seen inside the Democrat Party in a long time. And it's going to start tonight. While they're targeting him, he's got his sights on someone. It's Bernie Sanders, the front runner.
And what happens when it comes down to just
Bernie and Bloomberg?
No, Bloomberg and Trump.
Oh no, he'd be destroyed. He'd be creamed. He'd be creamed by Trump. I mean, there's no getting around it.
And you're right, and why?
Well, Trump is the most popular president we've ever had. He's more popular than Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so we.
Because as opposed to your premise is based on a similarity as candidates.
People hate Bloomberg.
Yeah, because he's a hateful, detestable.
But not to a lot of Democrats.
To enough of the Democrats that Trump's going to eat his lunch.
Yes, I don't disagree. I'm talking about this Democrat debate in the Democrat process, not him going against Trump. A lot of Democrats will gravitate towards Bloomberg. They don't like a lot of Democrats, they're liberal, and they don't like these freeloading bums.
Here, do we agree that, I left my watch on
It's 23 minutes after 8.
23 minutes after.
Yeah, so we're going to take a break now. We're late.
Oh, I thought so.
Yeah.
We'll pick up where we left off. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Will return after this.
Are you suffering from decreasing energy, poor libido, weight gain, a foggy mind, an unsatisfactory sex life, or any of the symptoms of the aging process? Good news, folks. These processes are completely reversible. With his 20 years of experience in age management medicine, Dr. Matez can offer safe...
Just get your phone and come back, because you're going to be late.
Everyone. The Boca Raton Center for Age Management offers hormone replacement therapies, intravenous therapies, peptide therapies, and a host of other cutting-edge modalities that rejuvenate the human body and give you back the...
Is that Dr. Matez?
Good.
You know, you're going to kill me. I don't have my computer here to record with. I didn't know you were coming in today.
At 561.
I thought you were coming in. I thought it was next Wednesday.
Or visit their website at DRC.
I'm really sorry. I really thought it was next week. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let's do that then. We'll do no. We'll do that.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid planning
I'm really
seminar.
sorry. That's very unlike me. For some reason, I thought it was next Wednesday.
Spend down your assets, how to avoid nursing home seizure of your
Well, now it
assets,
sounds familiar
and
that you said
more.
that.
This free Medicaid planning seminar is Wednesday, February
I don't have the
26th
computer to
at 10
record
a.m.
with.
At the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca.
Won't sound as
It's a free
good.
event called
I did, by the way, fix that
1-855
one commercial where they had the name of the practice wrong, and I moved those into the mix today. I know I did an edit. Yeah. I cut it out and added it in when he said it right. You can't even tell.
Years because I was afraid of the cost, but I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which by the way,
I'm really sorry. I thought it was next Wednesday, but now that you said you're going out of town, now I remember.
And a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has
Friday's
Saturday
fine.
appointments available.
If you can do it Friday, we can do it Friday.
And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable.
It's a dog
you
treat.
don't have to
Yeah,
worry
yeah,
about the
instantly.
cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4673.
We'll do it after the gold report. We'll do a thing. We're really behind on the break now. It's supposed to be taking another one here in a minute.
And tell them Laurie Kane sent you.
Michael Bloomberg, Christopher Trump.
Okay. Okay. Oh, Steve locked himself out. Oh my gosh. Total chaos. Total chaos here on the Steve Kane Show today. Unorganization. Oh my goodness. Steve locked himself out. I forgot my computer. We're in total chaos here on the Steve Kane Show today, but we're back. Yeah, so anyway, I know we're supposed to be a professional radio show, but we are running like amateurs today, but that's okay. We all make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. All right, we're back. Waiting for Steve to get in place. No, Dr. Matez is here, and Dr. Matez was telling me that he agrees with me that Bloomberg is actually working with Trump in an Operation Chaos to help Trump even firm up his chances of winning the presidential election even bigger than he would have before.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, what do you think then, Steve? What's going on? What's Bloomberg doing? He's not electable. He's going to lose. What's he doing?
No, I think he's running to win. I think he thinks he can win. I think he's wrong.
Well, Dr. Matez agrees with me, and he's a doctor. He's a doctor. He's a doctor, Steve.
I gotta correct you. I agree with Steve.
Oh, you agree with Steve?
I think Mike Bloomberg is an egomaniac.
So far from
I believe that he thinks he is the next Trump. I think he's going to go up there tonight and try to start picking these guys off one by one, just like Trump did. So
But he can't do that.
I don't know whether he can or not. I believe that's the underlying thing here. I
Look,
don't
look,
think he's working for Trump. I think he really believes that he could be the next
For
president.
purposes of discussion, let's separate the issues from the overall candidate, okay? It has nothing to do with issues. It has to do with the fact what wins the race is charm. And while a lot of people don't like Donald Trump and they say all these things about him, he is probably the most charming candidate to ever run for the office.
Yes.
And
Correct.
And this is the quality that makes presidents or breaks presidents.
Yeah, but we're talking about the Democrat primary.
Wait a minute. Well, but that leads up to the main election.
Oh, he's a loser there. But you know, the Democrat primary is where the chaos is taking place.
The point is, what's Trump's long suit, which is charm.
Yeah.
Bloomberg not only doesn't have charm, he's got counter charm.
Yes.
Okay. So whereas what it takes to win is being likable, Bloomberg has zilch.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He's gonna get
But you know what,
destroyed.
Steve? Okay, here's the thing with Democrats. They talk about Bloomberg buying his way in.
But he doesn't know. Bloomberg doesn't know that.
He knows he's
Bloomberg-
buying his way in. He buys everything he
no,
does.
No, wait. He knows. He thinks he's charming. He thinks he's another Trump. That's exactly.
Oh yeah,
what
he's
he-
but
and he's not.
But Steve,
He's the opposite.
these Democrat groups, right, that are like activist groups, they're all on the take. He can buy them all off. Black Lives Matter, now,
But
you know, all these groups, he can buy them up.
Yeah, but that's why in the long run it's good for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're agreeing on some things here. You know, but not everything. But yes.
Dr. Mateo clarified the point. He agrees with
I know. What am I going to say?
You're saying
Steve Kane
charm,
show.
Steve. I remember,
Hey.
I've been around the show for a long time. Charisma. You taught me that.
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Charisma.
The guy with the charisma.
That's
the guy
good.
who wins. None of them got charisma, including Bloomberg.
Yeah.
He's got zero.
Oh, of the Democrats?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know, I'll tell you something. A little, you know, because Dr. Matez, you know, is a doctor. Dr. Matez is a doctor with charisma. The doctors without charisma have the stethoscope on their rearview mirrors, right? And they walk around with scrubs on all the time everywhere they go. You know what I'm talking about, Dr. Matez? But yeah, well, you're at work. You don't wear them at 7-Eleven, like when you're at the gas pump.
But I can make it look good and wear it to the studio.
And you don't have a stethoscope on your rearview mirror. But you know, I was cleverly leading into a spot for Dr. Mitch Matez at the Boca Raton Center for Age Management.
Talk about subtle. It was so subtle.
Yeah. It would have been more subtle if I didn't have to say I was leading into a spot.
I'm sorry.
But one thing that
Consummate skill just.
well, I learned from the best. There's Joyce Kaufman live spots. Just taught me everything I know. Yeah, exactly. Even how to slice pastrami. But no, Dr. Matez, one thing. Well, Steve, that's your joke that I stole from you long ago, and I just reworked it a little bit no. But Dr. Matez, when we talk about charisma, you know, hormone replacement pellet therapy brings back a lot of things in people, and one of the things I think it brings back is charisma because, you know, I've met many listeners that are patients of Dr. Matez that I've met before they were patients of Dr. Matez. And I notice a big difference. And one thing I notice is a lot of confidence in guys after they start hormone replacement pellet therapy.
I agree with you 100%, Brian.
Yeah, yeah.
Get your mojo back. It's really
Yeah.
It changes your life. It changes the way you view the world. But you know how I put it once? This was years and years ago. And I was off my medication. I forget what this, it was ways back, so I forget what it was that I didn't have a refill on my medication. And it's looking at the world after having the hormone therapy, and you look at the world, and the world is like in Technicolor. And when you give up the hormone therapy, it's like watching the world in black and white. It's just an amazing difference. Life
That's
is
a
fuller,
fantastic analogy.
isn't it?
It is.
And it's true. That's a big difference.
It is. As we get older, both physically and mentally break down, and we tend to get into a very black and white type of existence of our people. Everybody's different. But when you get your hormone levels back and you get that vigor back, you feel good, suddenly things are very bright and colorful.
What I see with, and I experience this myself, and I see it on listeners, is, you know, I'll see a guy and he's like, and then I'll see him after he has become a patient of yours and with hormone replacement pellet therapy. He seems like he's 2 feet tall, standing up strong, confident, 10 feet tall. You know, what is it about hormone replacement pellet therapy that does that to guys?
I believe it's because you're putting God's nectar back into the body, basically. You know, God gave us testosterone in particular to give us energy and strength and endurance and muscle mass. It's what makes not just men, it's what makes people.
Steve KANE Show.
And a lack of it takes all of those things away from you. And
Works for women too.
Oh, absolutely. This is for people. And ironically, we're going to talk about some other things going forward here. It's really mammals, your pets, your dogs, your cats, all of them have testosterone, and it's responsible in all mammals.
You will meet with Steve KANE listeners at no charge?
Of course.
And
always.
What is the number they can call to make that appointment?
561-953-5490. 561-953-5490.
And of course, if you don't have a pen and pencil handy and you want to remember that you want to write that down, just go to SteveKaneShow.com. You'll find Dr. Matez on our sponsor page with all our other fine sponsors. We'll be back right after this.
Okay, Janet's on the line. So, Janet.
Be sure you and your family
Janet.
are properly protected.
So we're going to come back to
Learn
Janet.
how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free living trust seminar is Wednesday, February 26th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve KANE Show.
Well, watch the highlights in the morning like I do. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. Well, what good does it do to watch it if you get? All right, we're back, Steve, and it's time to check in with Janet from Save a Lot Nutrition Center. Hey, Janet.
Janet, how are you?
Dr. Matez about hormones and what people need to know, and this is from the nutrition perspective. Our commercially produced beef, our commercially produced chicken, those are just flooded with growth hormones to bring them to market faster. And in the case of chicken, just overwhelmed with chlorine to keep the bacteria down because the chickens are in such unsanitary conditions. And then that chlorine suppresses your thyroid. That thyroid is critically important for every other hormone in your body. So important to eat high quality food, organically raised beef, grass-raised beef, organically raised chicken. It's also important. And then you need to digest it. So Janet's best tip, a digestive enzyme that will enhance absorption of nutrients, particularly the ability to utilize the protein from that animal source protein that you're ingesting. Best Biotic. Janet's Best Biotic has the profile of really high quality probiotic microorganisms. Those create that enhanced absorption of nutrients that we all need in order to properly produce the hormones in our bodies and to utilize the hormone therapies that we have. And right now, it's really important to support your immune system with those probiotics.
That's for sure. Janet, also we should tell them that they are eligible for a free consultation with you. Tell them how they can find you over at Save a Lot. Give them the location and the address and the number to make the appointment.
All right. To make the appointment, 754. Actually, you don't even need an appointment. You just come in, sign in, and you get 15, 20 minutes of consultation. Bring your blood work, bring your medication list, and you can find me at Save a Lot Nutrition Center, just a half mile south of Sample Road on the west side of 441 in the Penn Dutch Plaza. The telephone number, 754-307-8255. 647-1655.
Janet, good talking to you. We'll speak later in the week, all right?
Okay.
You take care, my dear. Janet.
That's right. You know who my favorite Democrat is right now? My favorite Democrat, next to Mike Bloomberg, because he's just causing chaos, is Rod Blagojevich. I love this guy.
He's pretty subdued.
Oh, he's great. Did you see his little...
8 years in the pen will do that to you.
Oh, he's great. He came out, I don't know, I saw him yesterday in his little press conference at the airport. He hasn't missed a beat.
Well, he certainly seemed to have a little humility that I didn't notice.
Humility. I thought he was great. He came out and endorsed Trump. He came out...
Very nice to do.
He coined a new word, Trumpocrat. He's a Trumpocrat. Let me play this. This is... I love Rod Blagojevich, 'cause he was on The Celebrity Apprentice after he was tossed out of the governor's mansion before he got locked up, and he's hilarious. He was on The Celebrity Apprentice with Geraldo, and it was a great season, and he's very funny, great. He's going to be on every talk show, and not only that, if you know, when he's here, he's going to be helping Trump big time, and you'll hear it. This is Blagojevich's press conference at the airport. He's just getting. Let me find this. I got this somewhere. Oh, here it is. My favorite Democrat.
Most profound and everlasting gratitude to President Trump. He didn't have to do this. He's a
See what I mean
Republican
by humble?
president. I was a Democratic governor. My fellow Democrats have not been very kind to him. They've been, in fact, they've been very unkind to him. And what he did was, I think, something that deserves a great amount of appreciation on my part personally. He has, from me, my deepest, most profound, and everlasting gratitude. I can't wait to get home. I miss my daughters, miss my wife. I miss home. He's got obviously a big fan in me. And if you're asking me what my party affiliation is, I'm a Trumpocrat. It's a broken criminal justice
Steve
system.
Kane Show.
It's an unfair criminal justice system. It's a criminal justice system with too many people who don't have any accountability, and they could railroad people, put some people in prison. They are, generally speaking, virtually always prone to over-sentence people. It's a criminal justice system that's not only racist, and I saw how...
See that? Also racist.
And how, on cases, nonviolent first offender drug offenders...
Okay, so he goes on. So this is great. So Blagojevich here, Rod Blagojevich, is going to be a great help to Trump. And got in with the blacks by being sympathetic to their plight. And what Rod Blagojevich is now going to become is not just an advocate for Trump. He is going to be reaching out to a very strong Democrat voter base, the convicted felons. And you think I'm kidding? No. I'm not kidding. The felons got the vote in Florida. They got the vote all over the place. And the Democrats have had a monopoly on the felon vote. Blagojevich is coming out of prison and saying, hey, I got this experience, in particular involving African-American men. They're locked up for things they shouldn't be locked up for. They're over-sentenced.
You think he's going to work for Trump?
He's working for him now. I mean, when he talks that way. No, it'll be unofficially. But Rod Blagojevich is definitely the winner of the Celebrity Apprentice season he was on, because he is working for Trump now, which was the grand prize. And he's out there telling felons, right, that the Democrats gave the right to vote to. They worked hard. They got it. Blagojevich is saying, felons, vote for Trump. He got me out of prison. He may keep you from going and get you out faster. So now Trump... He's got the felons on his side, courtesy of Governor Blagojevich.
Right away from
that's right. I mean, this is great. I mean, Trump let Blagojevich.
I used to laugh at the Democrats for quoting the felon vote.
Trump let Blagojevich out of prison for two reasons. One is he's softening people up for the pardoning of Roger Stone.
That's the primary.
And the other, I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows that Blagojevich is going to go out there and advocate to the felons to vote for him. And now that he's a felon, he's done his time. He did some hard time. He did it proudly, He did it well.
They give him a title.
Probably his title is probably Gov, I think is what this prison name was. And he's going to be out there telling felons, vote Trump, and they're going to listen to him because he's a felon and he did a hard time. Trump's a genius. And
you'll never get an argument from me on that.
And I was very upset, and I'll tell you, the main reason he did it is not Roger Stone. Felons got the right to vote in Florida in the last election. I voted against it, but it was on the ballot. And the Democrats have been saying to themselves, Florida is really up for grabs because the felons have the vote now. Well, Blagojevich is out there telling the felons, look what Trump did for me. He can do it for you too. Vote Trump. So that thank you for giving the felons the vote in Florida. Florida, boom, firmed up for Trump now, courtesy of Rod Blagojevich. This is great stuff. I mean, Trump's a genius. Who would have thought of that?
That Trump was a genius?
We might have. I want to see if we can get Blagojevich to come down here to Wings Plus because he's going to be all over Florida.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, he's going to be all over Florida because felons have the vote in Florida, and this is a battleground state. And it's the home.
Maybe we can set that up.
Yeah.
Use our heavy-duty contacts.
Yeah. I'll call up our prison snitches that have an inroad to Rod Blagojevich, and we'll do. But I'm serious about the felon vote in Florida. Rod Blagojevich is going to bring that. They assume the felons are going to vote Democrat. Not anymore. Rod Blagojevich. Come on.
Oh, that's an interesting theory. We'll keep an eye on it.
It's not a theory. It's a reality, Steve. There you go. I like Dr. Mattel. See, he's a doctor. You got to listen to him.
All right, are we up on our final break here?
Yes, and I just want to say Al the John is on hold, and our new policy is not to take Al the John in the last portion of the show.
Time to begin like the president.
So Al the John, if we even, I'm not even saying we're ever going to take your call again, but it would certainly have to be earlier in the program. You cannot call. I'm not going to put you on the air. I'm telling you this while you're on hold to hear this on hold. You are not going to be put on the air today. You are not permitted to call. What's the cutoff time, Steve? It used to be 8:30.
I think you should do some time in the penalty box. Let's,
like Rod Blagojevich?
Yeah, let's say he can't call in the 8 to 9 hour.
Okay.
He's got to call
before 8 o'clock. Okay, before 8 o'clock, and then and then that's not a guarantee he'll get on. We still gotta, that's on a day-by-day basis. All right.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with the gold with exciting things going on in the precious metals market. We'll find all about it from William Youngerman after this.
That was probably some of the most brilliant analysis I've heard lately.
There you go. See, I'm serious. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Eaten by his own.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be some payback.
Yeah.
Other shops, $175 a tire.
They're afraid of him, the
Just
Democrats.
$75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily.
Steve Kane Show. Okay. No, I'm saying okay.
Trump doesn't make mistakes.
Per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great
Al called back. He said, "You're an amateur," and he hung up.
954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
If you suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health consequences.
He used to be a good caller.
Including amputation. At the Sole Authority,
He's lost gray matter.
Little or no cost, you can receive your very own therapeutic
He's like a farmer.
and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to 1 pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts.
You see Blagojevich, he's talking to the felons. They're his homeboys now.
597-7060.
President Trump here. Join Steve Kane and Brian Craig on the Steve Kane Trump 2020 Victory Cruise on board the Celebrity Edge. The cruise will be to celebrate
Steve
my
Kane Show.
re-election. Don't be a loser, be a winner. Just
Steve
like
Kane
me.
Show.
And join Steve Kane and Brian Craig on the
Okay.
Steve Kane Trump 2020 Victory Cruise.
Thank you, Mr. President. Join Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, celebrating the victory of President Trump as we sail December 6th out of Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, I went to Mar-a-Lago to get that recording.
Victory Cruise. First stop, San Juan.
Right up the street, Mar-a-Lago's right up the road. Right up I-95.
And then St. Martin. Call in at Cruise and Travel Depot, 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779.
When do I get a day off?
When do
I get a day off? When do I take days off? No, I still come in once a year. The cruise. All right, we're back, Steve.
Oh my gosh. So
time for the gold
exciting-
report.
Oh man, exciting things going on yesterday, and we're going to hear from the man who knows it all when it comes to precious metals, William Youngerman of William Youngerman Inc., advising clients on trends and movements in the gold, silver, and platinum markets. Been doing it for over 50 years. He knows his stuff. He's been actually doing it right here on the Steve Kane Show for the last 13 years, but who's counting? And those of you who followed William's advice, well, you're much the better off for it, I can tell you, as somebody who also follows his advice. And let's find out what's going on. William, how's it looking this morning?
Oh, looking very strong, Steve. The market, as I had said, I thought would be back up to 1,600 within a week last week, and it certainly hit that yesterday, going up $20.40 on gold to close at $1,601.20 the ounce. Silver made a big move through that resistance area of $18, closing up 39 cents yesterday at $18.15 the ounce. Platinum was up $21 at $990, and palladium was up $115 at $2,516. And the rise continues this morning. Overnight, we saw prices hit even some new high prices. Gold hitting a high of $1,612 last night, and currently up to $3.80 right now at $1,605 the ounce. Silver got as high as $18.50 so far, and is right now at $18.30 the ounce. That's up 15 cents. Platinum was up as much as $32 this morning, right now up $12 at $1,002 per ounce, with a high of $1,022 this morning. And palladium, the big mover, and has been the big mover, of course, for 2 years now. Palladium up $142 this morning after a $115 gain yesterday at $2,658, and it actually hit almost a high of $3,000 this morning earlier. So palladium $2,658, gold $1,605 right now. Like I said, the high so far $1,612 this morning. That's up $3.80 right now.
That's unbelievable. What do you feel accounts for this tremendous burst of strength in all the metals?
Yeah, lots of concern over this Chinese situation. This could put a lot of shortages in the marketplace in products and in goods and services that come out of China, a major support or producer for countries all over the world, certainly ours. And a lot of, as far as gold is concerned, it's certainly a flight to safety, and as well as the fact that these markets are going up in spite of the fact that the U.S. dollar is extremely strong also. So this is very bullish for the precious metals, and certainly I hope all of our listeners have positioned themselves for the long haul that with the best insurance policy you can have, and that's hard assets.
So would you suggest to somebody that's looking to increase their investment that they wait for the next pullback and jump in, or is...
Well, it's always nice to to buy on the dips. We've said that for years on the Steve Kane Show, and we can certainly be looking for it. But I mean, it's still we're just now hitting the highs that we hit a few weeks ago. So that being said, we could back off a little bit. We backed off $7 so far this morning, but that doesn't mean we're not going to turn around and go back up and make new highs before the day's over. So you got to buy the dips, but if you haven't positioned yourself in any of the precious metals, then you have to take at least some kind of a position now.
Exactly. Well, William Youngerman, drop in, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca. That is the Bank of America building. You'll find William on the first floor directly across from the bank. You can reach him from anywhere in the world by phone at 1-800-327-5010, or don't forget to check out that magnificent website they have. They're like a trip to the museum at WilliamYoungerman.com. William, we'll talk tomorrow morning, all right?
Okay, thank you.
You take care, and we are back.
What did William Youngerman say gold was at today, around about?
It's over 1,600.
I got to tell you, I feel like such a jerk hearing that report, because I remember when we first met William Youngerman, you and I went to his office over there at the Bank of America, and we found William Youngerman because you had a silver bar, a full bar of silver that you had for many years, and it had turned black.
Yeah.
and you wanted to turn it into cat. You wanted to see what it was worth, and we went over there, and he joined us, and that was right after Hurricane Wilma. That's how I remember. I remember Hurricane Wilma had just passed, and because when there's hurricanes and you can't get to the banks, William Youngman opens up, and you can get with your gold. But I remember then you told me, Brian, you need to start buying gold. Buy it now, and gold was full. And I was like, Steve, I remember what I said to you. I felt I sound like Albert Brooks in Defending Your Life, and this is what I said. I said, Steve, it was $400 and something an ounce then. Yeah, and I said, Steve, I said, gold's been around for 5,000 years. It's $400 and something. How much higher can it go after 5,000 years? And then I hear today at 16, I feel like anyway,
You'll be saying the same thing.
No, well, it's never too late. You could always jump in. But man, if I would have done what you told me then, which was boom, I'd be rolling.
Well, I'm telling you the same thing now. You're going to do it now.
I learned a long time ago, but if I would have listened on that first day, I may be retired. Yeah, it's never too late. Now, Dr. Matez came in here today because he's in the great business of hormone replacement pellet therapy over there in his practice in Boca, but he's added some things to his practice that he wanted to tell the Steve Kane listeners about.
CBD, folks, cannabinoids. Little quick history here. Steve and Brian approached me almost a decade ago, maybe. Hey, what's with this medical marijuana stuff? And my answer at the time was total scam, absolutely nothing but trying to get us to recreational marijuana in every state, et cetera, et cetera. However, it was actually a pretty ignorant statement, and I've come to understand, and I'll stick up for myself a little bit. When I went to medical school, there was no such thing as the endocannabinoid system. It was discovered in 1992. But it turns out that there is incredible good science behind the use of cannabinoids, and I'm talking about CBD oil here, folks, not THC. We're talking about CBD oils.
What do they call them?
Well, they're known as the cannabinoids. Cannabinoids are naturally occurring substances in the human body, particularly in the brain. There are receptors that are designed for it, and this is an entire system within the body that's generally directed at your body's well-being, homeostasis.
The best part about it is you don't have to put up with that disgusting high.
No, there is absolutely no high from the use of CBD oils, with the exception of, a sense of general well-being, if you consider that being a high. And here's the problem, folks. CBD is everywhere. You walk into any place, the bank, the stores, 7-Eleven, the restaurants, the delis, everybody sells CBD oil. You meet your friends on the street, hey, we got CBD for sale. The problem is purity and impurities and things of this nature. CBD is everywhere. And there's a pretty good chance that you can use CBD oils that are not good quality and create health problems. And the big vape scare is the big example here. People were ingesting these products through their lungs, inhaling them, and the impurities were giving them illnesses enough to put them in the hospital and make them very, very ill. And this was strictly not from the CBD product itself or even the nicotine product. It was from the impurities in the product. So what we have done, and it has been a very painstaking process, is we have identified what I believe is the most pure, effective product available out there, so people don't have to guess. And we are now going to offer it, and it is called PureWell, and it is, here's three things you want to look for here, folks. You want to look for vertical integration. You want these people to be doing it start to finish and not buying their stuff all over the place. You want them to have third quality party assurance, which is the biggest here. That means that they are having an independent third party verify that their stuff is pure. And you want organic. You don't want pesticides, fungicides, and all kinds of things that go into the growing process.
Otherwise known as filler. Yeah.
This company fits the bill, and we have it. There will be some commercials. You'll be able to hear about it, and this is good for anybody in the country, folks. This is not for just people in our area. You do not need to see the doctor or have a prescription to take advantage of CBD therapies. You can just call us, and we can send it to you anywhere. And by the way, Steve Kane listeners always get the extra 10% discount over the original 10%. And for a limited time, we're gonna say free shipping for anybody in the United States who's interested in trying these products. Give us a call, we will ship them to you for free.
Now, let me ask you, that free shipping, does that apply to people that are here in South Florida that cannot make it into your Boca office?
Yeah, we can do that.
Put you on the spot. Put you on the spot.
I mean, listen,
Well,
I'll ship it next door if you really need to. But,
well, no, I mean, there are, we have a large listening area here in South. Okay, listen, call Dr. Matez's office, 561-953-5490. 561-953-5490. Listen at SteveKingShow.com. We have just about 60 seconds left. A quick debate prediction. Richie says Bernie's going to get destroyed tonight. How's that going to happen, Richie?
Real quick, if Bloomberg has the guts to do what Carvel did, when Bernie starts attacking him, calling him a billionaire and an oligarch, all he has to say is, yeah, but I'm not an American communist. And that will...
I would ask, no, I got a better response. How many houses do you have, Bernie? Yeah, that's the better. Okay. They love communists, though. His followers love that. They'll stand up and cheer. If you ask him how many houses he owns, yeah. Okay. I think mine's better. If you asked, if his response was, how many houses do you have, Bernie? It would throw Bernie off. He would not know. He would give an answer that would probably be inaccurate or a lie. He'd be destroyed. How many houses do you have, Bernie?
It's a good line.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's my line, but Bloomberg can use it. All right, we're out of time.
We're out of time, so that, Dr. Matez, thank you for coming down and sharing a few moments with us.
Oh, by the way, CBD items for pets too, right?
this is cool, folks. This
Real
is
quick,
the best
30
pet
seconds.
product that you can find. It's called Pure Pet, and if you have a dog or a cat,
what does it do?
Stops them from yelping all damn day. I use it.
It is de-stressing, de-inflammation.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as in human beings.
Calms the dog down.
I report remarkable
Well,
results.
I'll offer my dogs as a...
Bacon flavor for your dogs.
We gotta go.
Tuna flavor for your cats. They definitely love it.
We're out of time. Out of time.
Anyway, that does it. Back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. God bless America.
95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.
Hey guys, take care, guys. Make sure you subscribe. I gotta